Cabin 13 Productions.
Oh my god, it's bullshit.
No, it's not.
It's bullshit.
You know,
They speak cat. We don't
so
speak-
do I.
No, you don't. We here at the Woodsmen know you don't like how far apart her eyes are. We know.
I don't like how small her face is.
Is it a gay thing?
Clip that.
Aubrey Plaza.
That's Joey's
and
like
Agatha
dream woman.
all along.
I'm such a loser, sweating God, I'm the worst.
Have you ever watched a movie and thought, who wrote this? And why are they even allowed near a camera? Or maybe you've seen a performance so good that you question if the actor was even acting at all. We obsess over movies because they stick with us. The good ones, the bad ones, and the ones that are so weird you can't even explain them without sounding a little unhinged. Tonight, we're talking all things film, from the writing that made us feel something to the acting that made us feel nothing. We'll be ranking our favorites, calling out flops, and maybe even starting a few cinematic hot takes along the way. Is film still an art form, or just a bunch of explosions with a side of trauma? Or are modern movies getting better, or just simply louder? Grab your popcorn, lower your expectations, and get ready for this week's episode of the Woodsmen Podcast.
Welcome back to the Woodsman Podcast. We're your hosts, Joey Rucker.
And Brent Murphy.
Why are you laughing?
Just
we've
so-
never had to double take an introduction.
And we're not now. You just, we're making some jokes off cam, and I was thinking about one that Joey said. And
I've said a lot of things. Could be a number of things. I'm sure it was funny and completely justifiable.
yeah. Well,
Nothing that would get me canceled. Right?
the one I was thinking of, no.
Oh, good.
Yeah. No.
That's what I'm saying. That's
just-
why I said it wouldn't.
I was just more reminiscing. Oh, man. Well, we hope you guys had a great Easter.
Yes. Yes, it is currently Easter for us as of this
Yeah.
day of recording. What is it? April 20th.
Mm-hmm. But, the woodsmen take no breaks.
Yes. So we just keep going.
So, as much as we are exhausted.
Yes. It was nice. We had a weekend for once where we didn't actually have to work. So it was nice getting a little sleep, a little rest.
A little.
I will say, for any of you who are
Bare
super
minimum.
diehard fans of the Woodsman podcast, you may have noticed that there wasn't an episode today. And that may be because this weekend really was just a different
rest
vibe.
weekend.
A rest weekend. Even though I was still working at home for most of it. I just, not even going to lie to you, chat, I forgot. It was one of those weeks where you
Didn't
get to
even
the
know
end
what
of-
day it was.
Brent texted me and he was like, "Hey, are we like posting the Chillcast today?" And I was like, "Oh, that's right. We had an episode done."
So surprise, if you haven't listened to the episode before this one,
Yeah,
it was a chill
it
cast.
was a Chillcast. So, but it is out now
On all platforms.
on all platforms. We discussed something similar to today's topic. We were originally going to have an Easter debate and talk, and also mention the Walking Dead show. as
We
our-
were going to talk about Jesus getting raised from the dead, but we thought, why not talk about other people getting raised from the dead, and thus
talk about zombies.
zombies were born.
Carl.
Carl!
And then that just ended up turning into like a whole side discussion, as it always does with us talking about movies. And so, we'll get into it in a little bit. But as you saw from the intro already, yeah, we're actually going to just be doing a full-blown movie episode today. So it's going to be a
Yeah.
fun talk. But first,
gonna
we
be
got
nice.
some housekeeps.
Yeah, some light housekeeping. So, as you guys know, we've been trying to do 15 episode seasons for a while.
Mhm.
Sometimes we've had to end them early. Sometimes we've ended them a little late. I'm pretty sure we ended all of the seasons early, but we're not going to talk about that.
Yeah.
But we're finally coming up on 15 episodes.
Yeah, we're actually kind of on schedule,
Yeah.
which is weird.
We've recorded, I think, almost every single episode on Sundays,
Mm-hmm.
which is pretty wild.
Almost.
Almost.
There was a down moment there.
There was a down moment, but it's okay. We're here and we're doing it, bro. Well, hope you guys have enjoyed this season. It's been a fun one. This is the first time we haven't had to move out of a space the entire season, which was nice. And we don't plan on doing it soon. So
unless we're forced.
unless we're
usually how it
forced
goes.
out. That's normally how it works. But yeah, stay tuned. We're gonna be taking a little break after the season, just for, I'm not gonna lie, our sanity.
Yeah.
Planning the next season, which is gonna be another struggle in itself.
It'll be so much fun. We're going to talk about the brain. We're going to talk about Atlantis.
Yeah.
I don't know. These are just guesses of mine.
No,
Nothing confirmed yet.
Neurology.
Neurology, Atlantis, probably.
A lot more spooky stuff.
Yeah.
A lot more weird stuff. And speaking of weird, we're not on Weirdness Week this week, but we are on We Laugh Week. So I hope you guys are ready to share some laughs like we do every episode. But for some reason, this is the special one where we try to be extra funny.
Yeah.
So hope you guys enjoy
Throw out
it.
our best quips.
Yeah. me, Gorilla Man. For anyone who knows, you know. We're not going to explain it. We're just going to keep on going.
Keep record.
Oh, man. It's going to be a great
yes,
one.
another thing that I would love to bring up for a little bit of our housekeeping before we get into the main show. You look a little different.
Huh? For any
My-
audio listeners, no one's going to
see.
You're going to
it,
be like,
but
oh my God, did he like
our-
get in a car accident or
Yeah,
something?
no, his face is completely up.
I had a chip attack and I now have no face whatsoever.
Our
I'm
boy,
eating through a straw.
Our host of the Woodsmen here got some tatties, some new ones.
I did. Not one, but two. So I feel cool already.
Here, go ahead and give him a beauty shot. I'll
Yeah.
Go ahead and.
So again, one of the things that we're gonna be hopefully doing this next season is actually doing show notes. So
that'd be great.
we'll actually put pictures in and everything of things that our audio listeners aren't
Are
seeing.
missing out on. So,
But yeah,
would you please describe it for our audio listeners?
Of course. So I'm a American traditional guy for any of our tattoo enthusiasts out there. And, well, if branding myself as a black wolf wasn't enough, I got it tattooed on my arm. So that's great.
So now it's official.
Now it's official. I mean, it pretty much has been official my whole life, but now we're just solidifying it.
Yeah.
Now I can't change my mind. It has to be a black wolf for the rest of my life.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
And then I got a crow, and a lot of people would be like, "Why?" But
It's because he speaks their language.
exactly, dude. I won't do it on mic
Kat,
because
you
it's
have
loud.
no idea how often we'll just be out at like Cane's or something. He'll walk out and see a crow, and in the background he'll just hear.
Oh well, if
That doesn't even
if
do
we're
it
turning
justice.
off the mic, I got you. Hold up.
It is very good.
I try.
I'll admit.
I do try.
But it's annoying how often he does it because he truly does go out and do it in the hopes that a
you got it. Come on.
Rilla freeze. No,
man.
he goes out with the true idea that one day one of these crows will just like zip to his arm and it'll catch
Because it
him.
will, dude. that's my plan. I'm learning like what each caw like does.
Oh my god.
Like, I've been watching videos where
fucking
people are
guy.
like three short caws in a row means that they're
You're literally the people who watch those cat TikToks who's like, if you go, "Meow," it means come here.
yeah.
Oh my god, it's bullshit.
No, it's not.
It's bullshit.
You know.
They speak cat. We don't
so
speak-
do I.
No, you don't. You are a man.
You are man.
You are man.
Not Rilla. Not
I
crow.
don't. I guess I just don't believe in being able to speak animal.
That's fine. That's fine. Well, I will say the reason why I did get a crow, as our listeners and I'm a superstitious guy. Maybe not like to the point where I believe everything, but I like to cover all my bases. That's why I have my my wolf necklace that it was supposed to have a protection ritual put over it. Because I like to, again, cover my bases. I don't know what's out there, but I'd like to think hopefully nothing comes out of the woodwork and murders me. I don't know. But not. So wolves and crows I've come to believe are my spirit guides, my animal guides. And, when you got dreams about them and you see them everywhere you go and, you just kind of, I guess, I don't know, lock in. And you're like, oh, that's for me, even though it's probably not. But, crows are everywhere here, but I'd like to think that they're a sign. So, yeah. I mean, the wolf one makes a lot more sense. I know, I'm currently, 3 or 4 days in? Parents still haven't seen him yet. I think it's quite hilarious. Wouldn't it be funny if this was the first episode of the Woodsman podcast they watched
and they to check out and
they're like, "What the hell?" But it's a great time. I know they're gonna freak out about the crow. They'll probably be like, "The wolf is more understandable," but swag is forever. Pain is temporary. Swag is forever. So that's what I like to tell myself.
Just don't let yourself get fat again,
And then it's like,
'cause you don't want that,
just warps.
yeah. It's just
then they're just fat wolves and fat crows. Then it would just be sad,
See, would it work the opposite way for me if I got a tattoo? I got a tattoo of a wolf, and then I lost a
It would
bunch of
shrink.
weight. Would it look like a?
Depending on how much weight you lose and how fast, it might just wrinkle.
Oh, no. Yeah, I'm not in a rush. I'm not in a huge rush to get tattoos.
Oh,
but
we know.
I do think they're cool. I do think they look great. I like.
We should get you a bear one like my wolf one, and then we'll be the duo forever.
I was telling Isaac today. Isaac is the ginger redhead cousin of mine. For those who still don't know, who are fans.
Who are fans?
He's getting married soon, and I told him that maybe on the bachelor party we should have him get the classic Sasquatch
dude,
silhouette tattoo somewhere.
That would be kind of sick.
I thought he was down. He said he thought it was a cool idea.
Oh my god, that would be sick. No, we gotta get him a Yeti. Oh, dude, we just get him a big ass foot, so people won't realize. They're like, "Whose foot do you have tattooed on you?" And you're like, "No. It's a Bigfoot foot.
It's a Bigfoot foot."
And he's got to explain it that way every time.
Aura.
Pretty sure Bigfoot's more elusive than Isaac is.
Yeah. Well,
he can't blend in anywhere.
He looks a lot like him. Supposedly, a lot of times he's caught on camera, he looks just like Bigfoot.
Because he looks like a deer in the headlights all the time.
He's just always stuck in that watching motion.
I love him. I love him. Well, if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, stories, or inquiries on Cabin 13 or our studio space, you can always hit us up at thewoodsmanpod@gmail.com.
Yes, sir. And make sure to always, as I've always mentioned every week, go check out our socials as well, X and Instagram at WoodsmanPod, where we post much more regularly, and we show a couple behind the scenes and what's going on in our lives, and just a bunch of funny clips from the main show.
We've also started YouTube Shorts as well.
Yes, we've started
slowly
YouTube
but
Shorts.
surely we're gonna get our whole back catalog of everything on.
One
there.
day we'll move to TikTok, and we'll finally have that one viral clip.
Hopefully,
that sends us off.
Hopefully, bro. Oh, I don't know if I want TikTok people to watch the pod.
Why not? What's wrong with the TikTok?
We've made some distasteful jokes on this podcast.
Fine.
Okay, that's fair.
We just have to have the right algorithm of people.
Yeah, hopefully.
What? We haven't said nothing. Probably. We've made too many episodes now. I don't know.
At this point, I can't even go back to check if we made any
Someone could tell
bad
me
jokes.
that we said something on this podcast, and it's finally at the point where I wouldn't know if you're lying or not.
Yeah, I'd just be like,
really?
cool?
I said that?
I don't know. Remember that?
I remember saying that.
Well, lastly, you can subscribe to our Patreon that actually has new episodes out
Yes, sir.
for our candid, uncensored show, Back to the Cabin, at patreon.com/thewoodsmanpodcast.
So, with that, we have a fun topic today where honestly we are likely to go on so many rabbit holes and tangents that it's going to be unhealthy, but
It's already 9 p.m.
it's fine.
Be prepared for
It's
us
gonna
to
be
talk
good.
for
Me and
good.
Brent have wanted to do this for a long time,
I'm very excited.
and so it's going to be good to just like unhinge and talk about all things movies. So
Yep.
with that said,
Roll the clip.
all right, getting right in. Let's talk all things movies. This is a topic we have wanted to kind of just go all out on for a while.
This would have
feel
been a
like-
good chillcast episode, but like
I also feel like
we need to
sometime-
be on cam for this one
yeah,
because I
and
know
sometimes we just talk way too long about movies. Like
yeah.
we always want the chill cast to be like 30 minutes to 45
I think
minutes.
every single one has ended up being at least an
Like
hour.
the full length of a full episode, dude. It's not
Yeah.
good. It's not good. But this one will allow us to finally just sit back. I'm sure we'll have more movie themed episodes in the future that are like more structured and have more of like a topic at hand. Or we'll just discuss specific movies. I think the last movie related one we did was the OG files, the ones that you can't find anymore.
Don't worry, and it's not that we're hiding those from you; they're hidden from us too, forever.
They're just, I mean, I liked them.
They're out in the ether somewhere. I mean, they got it. Like, there's no way they're just gone. They've got to be somewhere.
Probably. And I mean,
Eventually, someone's gonna like contact me on like the Woodsmen Pod like Gmail, and they're like, "Hey, I know it's been like 5+ years, but someone sold me this Mac, and
oh,
I
man,
found
dude.
all of these files on here, and then I'm gonna probably myself." So
Well, do you know? I don't know if you know what I'm talking about though. I'm talking about the Discord OGs. I'm talking the one movie video where we discussed like
yes,
was it mother? Do you?
was it? I think it was Mama or Mom. It had to have been like Mama or Mommy or something.
Something like
it's like
that,
that. What
yeah.
it was German or like
Yeah, Swedish, German, something like that, and is in a different language. We watched the
Yeah.
whole movie on our own in that language with subtitles, and then reviewed it on here back when Brent's mic was.
I don't
his-
want to talk about
his
it.
AirPods.
Listen, man, listen. And it's crazy because I'm the audio guy too. But like, here's the thing, man. I had no place to set up anything at the time.
Yeah,
So it's like you gotta make do with what you have, you know? Would have been so much better if it was on Zoom than Discord, though.
yeah. Looking back, yeah, I agree.
I was on the iPad.
Oh man, dude, really?
Yeah.
Oof.
Not a new iPad either. I'm talking like an old ass iPad. Like the generation after they switched those like first like
Oh,
Chargers?
Yeah.
where it switched to Lightning for the first time. That iPad.
Well, looking back, it wasn't my least favorite episode that we've done.
Quality wise, it was bad. Content. I liked the
was
movie.
okay.
It was like it was a
fun
good
movie.
yeah.
It was a crazy thriller, mystery, horror type of movie, and
Definitely a movie where you watch it once and you won't forget it.
no,
That's all
no.
I gotta say. You won't forget it.
But we're not quite going to do the same thing this time. We're not going to be not no word right. We're not going to be reviewing a movie this time. We're just going to talk about movies in general. We're going to talk about some of our favorite ones, why they were good, some of our least favorite ones, and why they were bad. I'm sure we have a
Yeah.
lot of opinions that maybe we'll even disagree or agree on.
We're probably gonna disagree on some. I might even walk out of the studio depending on what this man has to say.
You
So,
know, one of the things that is we don't often talk about, but is a funny thing about me. Funny, you know, in quotations for my listeners, is I actually have a what is it? I can't think. I'm so bad with words today, dude. Like, I'm trying.
You're
to
looking to me for the word. I have no idea what you're
I
talking
have
about.
a reputation about me.
Oh, for having hot takes on movies?
Not that. I have a reputation for having not seen movies everyone has seen.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this is a big thing.
100%. There's some movies where I'm like, how the hell have you not seen this? Like,
It's weird. Some big ones, like I
really want Joey to watch Brokeback Mountain.
see. Didn't you say something about Brokeback Mountain recently? I already
Today,
forgot.
actually.
And I forgot something about. Is it a gay thing?
Clip that. 6 minutes into the main show. That's crazy.
I can't remember. It's something like.
I mean,
two
you're not
guys.
wrong. Yeah.
It's like.
It's phenomenal. It's with Heath Ledger and
Oh, it's Heath Ledger.
mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
shoot.
Heath Ledger and my boy damn, now I'm forgetting names and things. Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh, really? Like, are they the?
They're lovers, yeah.
Oh,
Cowboy lovers.
they're cowboys.
Are you sure you don't want to watch it yet?
I don't know. I don't know if I will. Maybe I will.
There's a scene that, like, I always want to send you a meme of it, but then you're not going to care as much as me because you haven't seen the movie. But there's there's a picture where Heath Ledger is, like, holding him from behind, but they both have the cowboy hats on and everything, and he's just holding Jake Gyllenhaal, and I want to send it to you when we're at work sometimes so bad, where I'm like, come here, sugar, and send you that picture.
Wow.
But, you know, might get HR involved, and then that's the whole thing, so.
Well,
haven't
is
done
it so? Like, I don't know. Is it a good movie?
No, it's a good movie.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, it's a
so
good
it's got
movie.
good writing, good acting.
Yeah.
Then I can appreciate it.
Yeah.
When did it come out?
Well, I mean, Heath Ledger was alive, so.
Okay, but that could be still a various number of years.
After he was Joker.
Oh,
in
after.
Batman.
Okay.
Or I'm sorry, before. My
okay.
bad. Yeah.
Okay.
So
So
younger.
they're a
They
little
were younger.
younger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe the era of, like, maybe A Knight's Tale. When he was in A Knight's Tale. I'm gonna assume. Oh, I haven't seen that one.
Listen, man. No.
You whore. Okay.
There's so there's a lot
let's
of
talk about
movies.
movies you've seen, so that way we can compare things.
I've seen
Every Marvel
quite a bit.
movie to existence.
I don't want to start right off the bat with comic book movies because the moment
Please
we go
don't,
down that
man.
road, we will start losing track of ourselves, and I know it's going to happen soon.
We got some hot takes about those ones.
No, I've seen a decent chunk of movies. I don't know. For a long time, actually recently, one of my favorite genres to watch is more like, and this was after you showed me, was it you who showed me Shutter Island?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was after, or maybe it was Inception, one of the two. But one of those movies sparked this whole, rabbit hole for me now where I just love the mind
Yeah, yeah.
type of movie right at the end where.
Then you would love The Prestige.
Have I seen The Prestige? Which
It's
one's
with
The Prestige?
it's with Hugh Jackman and Christian Bale. And it's a magician movie. That's
didn't
not a
we
magician movie.
Watch it?
We might have. I don't
Is
know.
it
I
the
always
one with the hats?
Yeah.
Yeah. I watched that one.
The one with the hats. That's the only thing you took away from that movie.
That was
is
the
crazy.
mind part. That
No.
was because then you realize what's going on, and it's that the world or whatever is like spinning, and
It's
and then
not
the
what's
hat
happening.
is like
It's not what's
teleporting or
happening.
some, and it's like
No, it's
then there's like a field, and there's hats.
bro is
It's been a long
duplicating
time.
himself, Joey. He's duplicating himself,
It's been
and
it's been a long time since I've seen it, but I remember there was a guy.
We're not even talking about the same movie. That's crazy, bro.
Am I thinking of a different movie?
It's that's the movie, but like with the hats,
With the hats?
and the world spinning. Good job, Joey. The world spins. You
But
got
that
it.
was like
you
the
got
whole
it.
thing, right? Wasn't it?
No,
But there was an episode on the
It's
Woodsmen
cloning.
podcast
That's
where
what
we
it
talked
is.
about if there was time travel and you traveled to a different point in time and space, but it was a point in
Yeah.
time and space where the world was at a different axis around the
Yeah.
sun. Wouldn't you just teleport to space? And I thought when we had that conversation on the podcast that you mentioned, yeah, it's pretty much the same thing that happened in The Prestige. And that's why I've always looked back at The Prestige thinking that he was like doing something to the hats. And the reason he could never find the hats is because like when he tried to duplicate it or something, it just moved it somewhere else because he did it. And then the world was over here now.
No, that's not. First of all, it's not even a teleporting movie, so like I don't even know.
It's not. I know it's not. But so was it the duplicated hat that just didn't
Would show up in a different spot.
because
It has nothing to do with the
has nothing
Earth.
to
It has
do with the
nothing
Earth
to do
moving?
with the Earth. It's just, you know, with the hats.
Well, so then why were the hats in the different spot?
Because it was just the machine would just calibrate it. You know, they couldn't calibrate it to like show up in the same spot, so it just would teleport a couple feet away or whatever. Like it's not
But then why was it a mind?
because the whole time they're magicians.
Uh-huh.
So bro's like main trick was him being able to show up from one side of the room to the other simultaneously, and they're like, how? Because it's like based in like old timey, you know, time. And the whole thing was that he was murdering the duplication of himself. So there was only one of him.
Oh, yeah.
But the reason why Christian Bale's character never was going through all this stuff like he was because he kept himself alive and it was only just two of them. There was never like a multi-duplicating version of himself. It was just, he did it once. They both realized, oh, we're the same guy. And then they made this whole plan as to how they, you know, did it. And then they would take turns because they would, you know, have to, I guess, one would have to go into hiding or whatever.
Yeah.
So to balance it out, they would switch places all the time. So like the clone would be living his life sometimes, and then he himself would be living his life at other times while they would like, you know, yeah, pretty crazy stuff.
Yeah, I didn't remember that at all. But I remember liking the movie.
I
You know-
don't know how if you don't remember any of the plot to it.
I remember the hats.
That's all that matters.
Do you have you ever, speaking of like magician type movies, have you ever seen Now You See Me's?
Of course I have.
Dude,
They're making a new one, I think.
Yeah,
I'm
it's called,
excited.
like Now You See Me, Now You Don't, and I can't wait,
Dude, it's gonna be.
It's
I'm
one of my
excited to see
favorites.
what they come up with this time because every single one they do different like types of tricks.
Yeah,
So I'm like
yeah.
interested to see like what the mind trick is gonna be, where you're like, yo, what? Like
Yeah,
you know, like
yeah.
I want to know.
I wonder if they're gonna have
Man.
the same cast, like if it's still gonna be like
They-
Mark Ruffalo,
Probably.
if Morgan Freeman. I always forget that one guy's name. The main
Is it
guy.
Jesse Eisenberg?
Yeah,
Or,
Eisenberg. Yeah. I wonder if he's gonna come.
He's
back.
literally just Michael Cera. He's like literally they gotta be like the same person. It's The Prestige, bro. Maybe
It's The Prestige.
maybe Michael Cera is also Jesse
Same dude.
Eisenberg. I can't remember his last name, but you get it.
Eisenberg.
Eisenberg.
Eisen.
Every time I hear that, I just think of Heisenberg, and then I'm like, I want to watch Breaking
Is
Bad
it
again.
Eisenberg? Yeah, I don't know. Oh man, you've officially made me lose my confidence in his name too. No, that one's a great one. It's another one of those movies where if you like the mind trick at the end, it's a lot of just the whole time you don't actually know what's going on in the movie. And I love that feeling. I love that feeling when, especially when you truly think you've caught on to what's going on.
Like you know what's happening, but then just the end
all of a
leaves
sudden
you
it just
so
totally radically
confused. Yeah.
switches it up. There was something I watched recently, I thought, and now I'm like struggling to remember what it was. It may have been Love, Death, and Robots, but there was like an episode where the whole point was that you find out the trick. Oh no. Maybe it was Black Mirror. Yes.
Hey, don't mention any of the new Black Mirror because I haven't watched it.
I haven't seen it. I'm actually talking about an old one. One of the
Oh.
best, and you would agree, I think, one of the best, if you want a crazy moment at the end where you have a reveal, is that video game episode where the guy goes gets a chip or something in him and he goes throughout the virtual reality stuff.
Yeah, and the whole episode is him in the game, but then you find out it was like 0.5 seconds or something like that.
I was looking into it again recently, and I forgot that there's a double mind in that episode because there's a point where he's back in the office of the CEO, and he's going through that motion of he just woke up and he's like, "Oh my god, what just happened? That was too real. You guys can't this is not okay. I quit." And that's when they were like, even they're like, "What are you talking about? What we just put you in? It's not even been 5 seconds." And that's when the audience starts to be like, "Oh, I see. So it was only 5 seconds for him, and it was a long time for them, and then a long time for him inside the reality." But then that's when you find out that the entire episode you just watched was 0.0 seconds.
Yeah,
whatever.
And the whole thing is he probably would not have died if he would have just left his phone.
Yep, didn't touch his phone. Yeah.
If he would have just left it in the front or whatever when they asked no phones, and then his mom calling him is what killed him.
Bro, it's one of the best types of movies in my opinion. I know that's kind of a show, but I feel like every episode of Black Mirror is its own.
It's a mini movie. Yeah.
And I love that about movies. I love it when they're you have no idea what's going on.
My favorite Black Mirror mind was that one where it follows the kid the whole time, and you're like, oh, bro just seems like such a nice guy or whatever, and then he gets a text that says you have to do all this stuff or else I'm gonna leak, whatever. And the whole time it's there's no way what he's watching on the internet is that bad, right? You're like, okay, big deal. He tells guy's mom he watches porn. That's crazy, it's not that bad. But then he's out here committing murder, and he's, doing bank robberies, and he's doing all this stuff. And I'm like, there's no way it's that bad. And then you find out he was watching, and then you're like, whoa, what?
Yeah.
And then you watch the whole thing for a second time, and then you start picking up little signs where you're like, oh, this is a sick individual.
It's one of those,
that's crazy.
There's a lot of episodes just like that where when you rewatch it later, you start to pick up on all the signs.
Yeah.
You start to realize, oh, I didn't know it going in, but if you look back, there's a lot of telltale, moments.
Yeah, him being nice to that little girl at the restaurant and everything. And then you're like, huh.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm starting to see it. Yeah, that one is a good one. That one's a good one.
I mean, I know we're supposed to talk movies, but another TV show. Did you ever see? I think it's called it's kind of that vibe of I'm thinking of ending things, but it's not that one.
End of the world?
No, it's one that has British actors. It's a girl and a guy, and I think the girl they're both psychopaths. Children psychopaths, genuine, they just don't feel emotion or something.
End of the world.
Is that the one?
Yeah, the one where the whole premise is he was gonna murder the girl and then they fall in love.
Is that one? So then,
literally,
what am I thinking of that I got it confused with? The one where
I don't know.
Explodes the dude's head.
Oh,
which one's that?
Isn't it? Oh
yeah,
man.
see, because now I'm getting that one confused with I'm thinking of ending things, and that's a completely different.
Talk about a mind movie. That movie was crazy.
Weird.
And I'm so sad that we came up with such a good reasoning for what was happening, and then we looked it up, and it was just so disappointing.
I also have no idea what our good ending was anymore. I'm not gonna lie to you, Chief. It's been so long.
It was something about yeah, you're right. I'm not even gonna try. I'm not even gonna try because it's been so long since I've seen that movie, and I was just so disappointed.
Yeah. To go back, whatever the other one is with the exploding head, the end of the world is in fact what I was meaning to talk about. That one's a great one.
Isn't that the same kid? Isn't that the guy from Black Mirror? That episode?
I don't think so, but I don't know. I could look it up, but I'm not sure.
I have a feeling it's got to be the same guy. But anyways,
I mean, maybe.
well, because they're both British in it, and it's both, they're
Just
both.
because people are British.
No, but I'm saying they're both like UK shows, so like obviously like a lot of people from different places they'll play like the relatively same characters, and I think they're both Netflix series. They're both Netflix series, so I don't. But
it's an episode called "Shut Up and Dance" from Black Mirror.
yeah, man, dude, that episode's so wild. Oh my god. But anyways, yeah, no, I love that show. It's like one of my favorite shows that came out on Netflix where I was like, oh, they actually be making bangers. Like they actually, like this show's good, bro. Like I just need to know what's happening. I need to know what happens next. I need to know all this stuff. Yeah, no, that was a good one. That was a good one for sure. What's your favorite? So that's like your favorite genre is kind of like the mind bending.
More recently, I mean,
movies.
yeah, like comic and action and stuff like that. But more recently,
Yeah.
when I want a movie that's gonna like make my day, it's like mind or mystery, I guess.
No,
But
that
like
makes
a
sense.
good
That makes
mystery,
sense.
because
Yeah.
like comedy history is okay, but it doesn't give me that same itch. Like, did you ever see Knives Out?
Yeah.
It's a fun movie. It's a great movie, but that's not like the same kind of mystery.
I personally like Murder on the Orient Express.
I haven't seen the movie. I know
And
of the
that's
story.
And that one is a good
movie's
one.
good?
Like as far as like a classic whodunit movie, it's like okay. Like like out of everything that could have happened, that's not what I would have guessed, but it's a good one.
I'm guessing everyone did it. Isn't that the...
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I wasn't prepared for it when I watched it, but
if it's
because I didn't know
I
didn't know the story. So like I went into it blind. I was like, "Oh,
I heard
what?"
about this like the twist before I heard about the story, which is kind of why I was
man.
bummed.
Yeah. No, it's a good story. But yeah, I like I like horror. It's always kind of been my thing, but I like a good horror.
It is in fact the same actor. Sorry that took me so long, chat, but Alex Lothar was the actor who played in the Black Mirror episode and in End of the Fucking
I had a feeling like it had to have been the same guy, but because their characters both kind of have the same weirdo vibe, So
yeah.
not to say you have to be a weirdo to play weirdo roles, but he seems like that's just his personality as a
So many things,
quiet,
like you say,
weird
that I wanna,
guy.
like, expound on, but I also don't want to like keep interrupting you before you finish your points.
Well, I was just gonna say if you like a good whodunit, like, and again, sadly it's a show instead of a movie. We're at this point we're just talking about shows, but
for now, we'll get there.
if you like a good horror one or like semi horror, it was actually made for TV, so it's the horror is not completely like like crazy gory or anything like that because it was put on cable TV.
Yeah,
but it's called Harper's Island, not not Shutter Island, but Harper's Island, and the whole thing is like people are getting murdered, but you don't know who's doing it, and it's on an island, so then it's
yeah,
it's interesting. It is an interesting one. Watched the whole thing with my mom and grandma, and it was one where you definitely could not tell who the killer was till the very end.
That.
Where I was like, what? Like
a lot of times with those kind of mystery whodunit type of vibes, you always have like a suspect in mind where you're like, I mean,
yeah.
And especially depending on the writing, a lot of times writing in these movies can like very much make it
dictate how it
you can either sway an audience an audience listener, watcher, whatever, to either completely guess right off the bat who it's going to be.
Yeah,
That's
like using certain wording for things, or like if you're a director, like how you shoot certain things also like makes a big thing. I think the cool thing about that one is that you don't know if it's someone in the group of people who were there or if it's an actual like serial killer on the island, which is like a really good one. And I'm not even going to say what is what.
No, don't tell me.
But it is one of those where you just have to, they're all freaking out. And then they're like, well, is it someone in the group? Is it someone who's just doing this? Like, what is happening? But then, like, that still doesn't stop the fact that people are getting
Dawn vibes.
No, yeah. I honestly think Until Dawn might have gotten some
Did you see that
Sort of.
Until Dawn's getting a movie?
And it looks absolutely terrible.
Yeah, I don't know how
Yeah.
I feel.
I mean, as a horror movie, I'd probably go watch it. But like,
as a
it's
fan of
going to
Until
taint
Dawn,
my like perception of it
Yeah.
after playing the game, especially since all of the people in the game were motion captured
yeah.
for the actors
You
and
could just get the
actresses.
actors.
Just get the people. Like, I don't understand.
they
The
didn't-
storyline isn't even the same.
That's what I was gonna say. Even if you got different actors and they kept the story is radically different, and there's way more just like
It's not even the same like killers or
No,
anything. It's like
a whole different vibe.
they just took the name of the game and
Pretty
just
much,
made
that's
their
what it
own.
feels like, yeah.
Like, don't you hate that?
I do.
Don't you hate that?
I hate it when things get adapted because
Like Snow White?
ooh, yeah. I mean, we mentioned that on the Chillcast last week that Snow White did terrible, and it's so stupid because I don't understand why people can't just realize we just want to see what we love. It's not you don't have to copy it word like verbatim because obviously we don't want that either. We do want some originality.
I mean, I want
we
them to
don't
do
want
that
it-
with Lilo and Stitch, which I'm really hoping it's
verbatim.
Gonna, yeah.
I would love to see like new hijinks and stuff. I would love to see.
I want it. I just want new jokes, but same story.
No, but that's what I
stuff
mean.
like that. Yeah.
It should overall be the same story, and you can add stuff. What was a good example of that recently? Lion King did okay. The first live action remake.
Yeah, that
I
one was
didn't
good.
hate that
That one
movie.
was good.
Yeah, a lot of people criticized it because it's almost verbatim, like
That's fine.
almost. But there's a
But I
couple
don't have
new
a problem,
songs.
and like I don't really have a problem with that. Like if you're gonna do it well, then like cool.
Yeah.
Like, let's
Did
do
you enjoy? Maybe we should go on to the live action remakes for a second here for the episode. Did you enjoy or dislike Aladdin?
I didn't like it.
Really?
Yeah, but I also could not. There were so many things about. There were little things that just made it bigger, and it just kept adding on and adding on and adding on to the point where I was like, "What is this? Like, why was Will Smith a genie?"
Okay, to be fair,
That one was my first one where I was like, well, first of all, no one's gonna replace Robin Williams. I get
no,
that,
of course
but
not.
but
How could anyone?
you couldn't have gotten anyone else.
Yeah.
They could have gotten Eddie Murphy, and that would have been so much better. Like I just don't like Will Smith as a comedian or like anything funny. He doesn't do it for me, you know.
Yeah.
I like him in stuff like Men in Black because it's not like I gotta come up with a quip this whole time. Like, no, it's just a Men in Black movie. Like, you know, and he just makes funny jokes, but that's the writing. Like
I didn't hate him as the genie, but I agree with you that like the difference between his performance as genie and Robin Williams is that his banter and his one-liners felt more forced.
No,
than
yeah,
Robin
it
Williams
felt
did.
like it literally felt like in the script they were like, okay, dialogue, and then for his line, it just said insert line here and just
Yeah.
let him say whatever. That's how it felt to me, and he's not that funny to do that.
Mm.
If you're gonna do it, have a real comedian like take the part. That's why I said like Eddie Murphy, he would have been funny because if they would have been like insert quip here, he's got chops, so he could say something like funny enough for you to be like, haha, that's a good genie line or something,
Yeah.
But like Will Smith doesn't do it for me. I also didn't like the whole. I mean, hate to be that guy. I think the whole like woman empowerment song was a little out of place.
yeah.
Like I feel like that was just a little out of place.
Is that
like
they never get women empowerment scenes right because this is coming
like-
from a man. So
it's like because I agree.
brace
Yeah.
yourselves.
Like,
But
I agree.
I
Empower
think-
women.
yeah.
But you don't have to like make it so out
obvious.
of
It
the
doesn't have to be-
ordinary of the
yeah.
movie. Like I'm like
Just
dude.
make them the dominant character. Make
Or-
them a
or just-
powerful person.
or
Make
just
them,
write lines that like I don't know, make more powerful lines. It's almost
Yeah.
like it's almost lazy to me where it's like you couldn't
Mhm.
write it better in the script. You just
Yeah.
were like, hey, we're gonna keep this whole script the way it is. Just add a woman empowerment scene. And I'm
You
like,
don't
that doesn't
have
make
to,
sense.
like-
You could just write it in well.
Yeah,
like
you don't
that's
have
just
to-
lazy writing.
accentuate it. Is that the word? You don't have
Yeah.
to make it so dramatic. It's not that big of. I'm not saying it's not that big of a deal, but the way you write a scene, and this is for any scene, not just women empowerment scenes, the way you write a scene will determine how the audience will receive
React,
it.
yeah.
And if you're trying to make it so much of like clearly let's step away from the matter at hand in the story, especially this movie. If you're talking to the Aladdin women empowerment scene,
Yeah.
they literally were quite in the middle of Jasmine being taken away or whatever, and then she like freezes time, walks
Yeah, that's the
back,
thing that
and
just
has a
doesn't-
whole music number where at the end she just kind of reappears back in the timeline and still gets taken away, and it's like
Yeah, it doesn't make
everything
any
about
sense.
that.
Yeah.
The fact that she's frozen in time, the fact that it's getting away from the story that we're currently trying to watch, and the fact that after having this big song, it didn't
Nothing
impact the
happened. Yeah, it
story.
didn't do
It didn't
anything,
do
yeah.
anything for her.
Yeah.
So it's like, and it's the same thing, dude, where sometimes they just try to make these scenes so like right in your face, and
And,
I
like,
wish it
that's-
was just
that's-
more natural.
That's why, like, I really do genuinely just feel like it is lazy writing.
Yeah.
Like, you
Yeah.
could have written it so much better. Instead, you just placed the song in, and like quite literally for that,
Mhm.
you just placed a random woman empowerment song in the middle of the story,
Yeah.
and then you had her freeze frame back into the story. Like,
See, you
that
know
doesn't
the
make any sense.
You know
It
the
just doesn't make
problem with
sense.
Snow White. Snow White's entire live action remake movie is just that scene.
Yeah.
It is just them being like, oh, the old movie. God, and Rachel Zegler, is that her name?
Yeah.
Zegler?
Yeah.
She just, I'm convinced
I'm so
she just
glad
hates
she-
Snow White.
I'm just convinced she hates men.
Well, yeah,
Like,
but
it's,
that's the thing. Like, they went in and they were like, let's just change the whole story because the old one is about this guy who like stalks her. Dog, watch the movie.
read the original story the movie came
Yeah.
from. Like,
It's like it's a movie made for children even back then.
at
and-
least make her a little bit paler. Like, and that's not even like
Yeah.
anything having to do with a race thing. Like,
They
the whole
changed.
story is like she's white as snow. That's the
Yeah.
whole.
Did you hear
the
what
whole
the
thing.
story reason was for the new movie? Why she's called Snow White? Because it's not about how white her skin is anymore.
Because she's so pure.
No, it's
Really?
because she was like in a snowstorm when she was a baby.
That's
That's it.
that's.
And it's like,
okay.
I get
mean,
it, but why? Why do you have to change things? It doesn't.
Why do you have to change it to that level of change? Like,
Yeah.
there's not really a good reason for like that. I don't really understand.
And it's
And, like,
not
the-
us being
The
like,
problem is too, it has nothing to do with the race card, culture
No.
card, nothing like that. She was not right for the role.
no.
She did not play her well.
Mhm.
Like that's the whole thing. They
'Cause you
could
know who I
they could have
didn't
made the
mind?
movie exactly the same,
Yeah.
and she still wouldn't have been able to like play it well.
Yeah. Because you know what
That's just
movie
not
I
a good
didn't
character
mind
for her.
when they did change the race a little bit, which was also Disney, was The Little Mermaid.
Oh yeah,
I didn't hate it. I mean,
No.
it wasn't like the craziest movie. It's a live action remake
Yeah.
of a Disney.
Yeah, I
cartoon,
I
but-
didn't like it just because I didn't really
It was just,
like the movie. you
but
know,
I think the actress did
I think
fine.
before I was a little bit like, whoa, that's such a big change. But then at the same time, you also think about the whole.
But
You
there's
think
a
about the
difference.
whole
You
movie,
can-
and then you're like, oh well, there's nothing about her besides her red hair that's like a distinguishing factor for the
Mhm.
character. So it doesn't really matter
Well,
that
not
much,
to mention,
you know. Like
you
when
can tell when an actress loves the work they're doing, and with
yeah,
Rachel Zegler,
and she could sing.
she could sing, and
Like she could sing. She had pipes. Like she had
Yeah.
pipes. She could sing. Halle Berry or whatever.
yes, that's her
Yeah,
name.
dude, she killed it, bro. She could
No, she
actually
was
like.
great, and I thought the movie was fun. It was entertaining. Whatever that one actress's name who played Ursula, I can't think of her name off the top of my head, but I thought she was great as Ursula.
Yeah.
Oh, and they have that guy I love. I actually really like that actor as a king. Is it Poseidon? Neptune? I don't know which king he is
I don't
in
either.
Ariel, but
yeah.
the king in Ariel. He was played by that one guy who played the pirate in like the most recent Pirates of the Caribbean movie, the villain. He also played
yeah.
not Blackbeard.
I
the
know.
other one.
No, I know who you're talking about. I can't
The
think of his
Spanish
name, but
pirate or
yeah.
whatever.
Mhm.
That guy, which I really love some of his work.
He's
I
a
I
really
wish I knew his
phenomenal
name.
actor.
I was
Yeah.
going to ask you, speaking of actors, do you think it's important, like as because I would consider us to be huge fans of movies and everything it takes to make a movie. Some
It's
people,
almost like I went to film school.
some people just go into the movie because they want, an escape from the world. But as people who are super enthusiastic about it, wouldn't you say that like knowing the actors and actresses behind the film, like knowing their names, not just their
Yeah.
characters, is like important?
I mean, yeah, but it also depends on how you go into a movie. I think that some people just go into the movie to watch a good movie, and like that's fine. I do the same thing. But
Sure.
for us being behind the scenes guys, I mean, we've done directing, we've done cams,
Mm-hmm.
I do audio, you do editing, you're currently switching for us as we speak because we
I
don't
know what you're
have
talking about. That's
because you don't have a guy in the chair this whole season. But I think when you go into it with the mindset of like you just know how the behind the scenes part works,
yeah.
to me it's not even about the actors or actresses anymore. I'm also like, well, who directed this?
Yeah, no,
Who
directors
wrote
too.
this?
Directors too,
Like
yeah.
because especially with writers, and I've noticed specifically like writers for TV, they have a very specific way that they write. And if you know who the writer is and you enjoy a writer's work, who is also like been named as the writer and creator, so they have a lot of freedom
Mm-hmm.
over like what's being done, most likely you're gonna like majority of their work because they do write the same. They do
Yeah.
write about the same material. That's why I really like Rich Haddam, the screenwriter for the Mothman Prophecies.
Mm.
I really like the dialogue. I really like the amount of research on a historically fiction based like project that it is,
Mhm.
because it's not like, oh yeah, I'm taking the whole story of the Mothman Prophecies book by John Keel. I'm not taking the whole book and I'm just adapting it for screen. Like no, like characters were combined, stories were added,
Yeah.
instead of like 8 different people having 8 different stories, it was like it's just one person having all these other experiences
Mhm.
and everything. You get that, and if you get a movie like that you really enjoy just for the writing, then you go on like, oh well, let me look on his IMDb, or I can never remember that.
It's IMDb,
yeah, IMDb, and then you see like all these other things they write on. And you're like, oh dang, bro, I had no idea. Like I really like that show, or oh, I really like that movie, or
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
and then you start to realize maybe I just like the writer. Maybe I just
Yeah,
like how they write. Same thing with directors and stuff. I mean, if you really like James Cameron movies,
Yeah.
you're gonna really like majority of the movies he films, or like
Mhm.
Wes Anderson. He has a very specific way of like filming and directing. Things are very, especially with his color grading is very specific.
Mm-hmm.
The way he frames things in the camera, very specific.
Yeah.
Like very, straight on subject right in the middle of the
Yeah,
cam.
yeah.
A lot of like negative space behind them, very like bright color grading. When you start to look at things like that, you start to realize like, oh, I like the movie a little bit more than just for it being a good movie. You start
Yeah,
to realize that kind of stuff. So
Well, I gotta say, man, I will kind of die on the hill of if they would just let the original writers get their ideas to the final screen, we'd have better movies.
oh, 100%.
So
The
often
amount
they're
of studio
changing it and
changes.
adapting
And,
it.
yeah.
The Last Airbender is one of the greatest examples
Oh,
of never
Oh.
letting those original 2 writers of the original show.
yeah.
which
And we're talking
profited
about every series that came after the last
every
Airbender.
single one,
Like
even the new one that's
yeah.
better. It's okay. It's fine.
But then
it's-
they left the project
but it
because
could be
then they
great.
were because literally Netflix was like, well, we want to go this way, and they're like, well, I guess we're
Yeah.
out. Like, and
Don't get me
you can
wrong.
see it. You can literally see it. Like first episode, great. Second episode, great. Third episode, great. Fourth episode, what? Like,
Yeah.
such a drastic change. I
Mhm.
mean, the fact that Katara and Aang aren't love interests in this is wild
It's a
to me.
little
Like
weird.
it's so weird because that is a main subplot
It's a-
of the story.
One of
Like
the
that is,
biggest, if not the
I mean,
biggest
you
part.
because you get to the finale in season 2, and the whole reason he doesn't go to the Avatar state and unlocks all his chakras and everything was because of Katara. So like, how are you gonna, if you get a second season, how are you gonna write that? Like, how are you gonna write it without that? Like, it's just not.
Yeah.
They're taking out thing, and it's just like the thing when we were talking about, like, you can swap races and everything for certain people and everything, and it still works. It's the same thing. You can't take out certain things that are going to make or break a storyline. You just can't do it.
Yeah.
A good gender swap, or not gender swap, a good race swap that I thought was like, oh, heck yeah, was Joel's daughter in The Last of Us.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, where I was like, oh, that doesn't matter at all.
No,
that didn't take
it
away from the story. And she
definitely
was
doesn't matter.
great for that part, like as his daughter. Like,
Yeah, I was surprised.
I'm
at
sad we
first.
didn't. I'm sad because of how the game works. We didn't get more screen time with her because I
Yeah,
thought like, oh
yeah.
man, she would have been like a really cool.
Which
little
speaking
side
of that
character.
show, I still haven't gotten a chance to watch it. I'm gonna probably try and find a way to watch
First
it soon.
season?
No,
Oh,
the second season.
oh, I haven't watched any of it yet.
I can't wait, dude. It's gonna be so good.
Mm-hmm.
You should watch. You should play the game first.
I don't know.
But
I've
it's
watched all
fine.
the playthrough. I mean, I know what happens. I know. I mean, there's some hot take.
Uh-oh.
There's some bad casting in season 2 and season 1, I guess. There's some bad casting.
Are you?
I also
speaking
don't
about
wanna-
Abby? Oh,
Yeah. Well, and
you know, like we know you don't like the what's her name,
Bella Ramsey.
Ramsey. We know. We here at the Woodsmen know you don't like how far apart her eyes are. We know.
I don't like how small her face is.
Bella Ramsey.
she
Bella
looks
Ramsey.
like she looks like, oh man.
If you ever see,
She looks like the Humpty Dumpty egg in
oh
a
my God.
in Shrek. where the face is like really
Bella
small.
Ramsey, if
on
you
the-
ever for some reason see our podcast,
I mean, you're a great
I
actress,
support
but I
you. Don't
still
listen to this
don't
guy. He
think
doesn't
you
like
should
you.
have been.
I thought you did great.
eh.
I thought you portrayed the character perfectly. You had all her mannerisms and all her quirks. I don't know why people care so much that you don't look exactly like her.
She looks nothing like her. I think she looks nothing like her.
Oh my God.
Well, she doesn't.
I hate that it's such a big deal. Because here's the thing.
I mean,
this
can,
is
okay,
another
can we
part
can we
where-
get off of Bella Ramsey and go back to Abby though? Because
Yeah, you're talking the
She-
girl who is the antagonist in the second game.
the one
right?
that,
Well, it was more like
yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah,
whack. But yeah, spoilers. If you haven't seen
we
it.
didn't say who she whacks.
Yeah, yeah.
It's Joel.
If you haven't played the game, the story has been out for a long time, so who cares about spoilers?
I mean, that was probably too quiet. They probably didn't even hear it anyways.
Good,
but
good. So we don't have to say it, even if it is. Doesn't matter. That said, you don't like the actress.
I like the actress. I think she was a terrible casting pick
Yeah,
for the character, like what she's supposed to be, and that's only based off of the fact that her whole persona is based on her being muscular. Her being muscular is part of her character development, surviving
Mm-hmm.
all of the going on, and her anger and her hatred and her fear. Like, you know, her muscles are supposed to compensate for like her
Yeah.
and like how she feels about stuff. And we got some string bean who's gonna sit here and like, you're gonna tell me she's gonna take out? No,
Well, you know, to be fair, at least in
she's
the
a good
game,
she's a good actress though.
no, but
she's
here's the thing.
a good actress
In the
but-
game, she didn't really need her strength for how she took down.
yeah,
She
but
blasted his kneecap out with a shotgun,
well,
which
yeah,
took him
but,
down, and then he kind of had no chance. Like,
I mean,
don't get me wrong. Yes,
Yeah,
I agree.
but-
I agree with the character itself, her dynamic, her story, everything. that
because it's just
makes her
part of
her.
who she is.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
I
just part of
agree.
who she is. Like,
But you
because I
know,
can get over Bella Ramsey, but I can't get over her because that's not
yeah,
her character. Is that, you know, like you can't. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about how she's supposed to look when it comes to her muscular build because
Mhm.
that is the framework of her and her
Yeah.
character development. So
I wonder how they'll do Dina. Dina was one of my favorite character additions
Yeah.
to the Last of Us franchise, like ever. She was a great character, and I loved her quips and her whole story of. I don't want to spoil everything if you haven't seen it, but I thought she was a great character. I'd love to see how the actress pulls that off, because I don't think the actress is too far apart from what Dina looked like in the game.
no.
Compared
She
to
looks
some of
good.
the others, yes.
Yeah.
Um,
Humpty Dumpty over here.
have you seen, switching up a little bit, have you seen the new trailer for
Fantastic Four? Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm so like, I saw people in the comments ripping it about having the female Silver Surfer. Dude,
Who cares?
well, first of all, you're not allowed to care if you've never read comic books, because that's a
Exactly.
literal
It's a
comic character. Like,
Yes.
that's not out of the ordinary whatsoever. And we're in an alternate
It's a
universe, so why
different-
wouldn't you
yes.
even pick that one?
Thank
That doesn't
you.
make any sense. Doesn't make sense. I will say the CGI did kind of bum me out a little bit when I think of how good the Silver Surfer CGI was for the time.
I think
They
it's
could have done a little bit better.
Still early.
But yeah, I
think it's a
mean,
trailer.
there could be way more going on.
I like the idea they're going for with the CGI, that like instead of being almost flat, that you can like
It's
kind
like
of see her
chrome.
irises
Like, yeah, it's
and
like
stuff. Like
chrome
you can see
and-
the detail of her eyes. You can see her hair strands.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if the hair strands are going to work great, being silver. I hope it works out great. But again,
I would be curious to see if her hair like moves or if it's
Yeah,
gonna stay
like
very
stay slicked back.
stationary or yeah.
I'm so freaking excited for Galactus.
I'm
This is
so
the
excited.
first Galactus that they
Yeah.
might do right.
And the fact that like at the very end of the trailer you see him step through
yes,
the town. I was like,
dude.
yo, what? Like, what is going on?
Dog, it's gonna be so good.
I just hope we keep them. I hope it's not gonna be one of those like
And-
it's like there's no incursion, they
Oh,
just
no,
die
I don't
or
think
whatever.
so.
Like, because I want to see.
a lot of people are speculating this movie's gonna end with them losing. And
Yeah,
that's
no,
why
that's
they
what I'm
end
thinking
up
of. Yeah.
in our quote unquote universe.
Well, I mean, it could finally bring up the fact that Mr. Fantastic might be an anchor bean
yeah.
and that we need one or whatever, or gonna replace John Krasinski's.
John Krasinski's out. I don't want him anymore. His hype
That's crazy.
was good while it lasted, but honestly, after seeing,
I'm excited for Pedro though because he has the look now, like especially
we
from
finally
these
got to
trailers.
see
You
his
see the
powers in use for
Yeah.
the first time, which it didn't look bad.
no
I don't know
for
about you.
for a stretchy guy,
For a
it is
stretchy
pretty
guy,
interesting.
which is
Yeah,
a tough thing to pull off and make realistic in CGI. Like you can.
I thought
do
the
it-
Human Torch was really good.
Oh, Human Torch is
I
great.
really liked how
I'm
fast
telling
it like
you,
turns on, how fast it
We've
like
mentioned
yeah.
this on the pod before. How you and I have had differing opinions on what's his name,
Joseph Quinn.
Joseph Quinn.
I see. I don't
I
really
think he's
care
gonna
for
do
him that much,
good.
but I think he's gonna do very
Some
well
of
as
these
the
clips
Human
I've been
Torch.
seeing him as. And they
Yeah.
confirmed that Sue Storm is pregnant in the movie.
Yes,
Which, if you know comics,
it's gonna
her
be
first
wild.
kid is quite literally
Oh
one
my-
of the most powerful beings
Unless
in the
he-
entire
oh,
Marvel universe.
unless he's the anchor bean,
which could be, dude.
and that's why they have to save them.
Some people are saying, because in the comics, Franklin Richards has so many stories where alternate versions of himself from either the future or the past come to be part of it.
Yeah,
Some people really want like Timothy Chalamet to play maybe an older version.
honestly, that'd be kind of cool because I
of
really,
him.
I really like Timothy Chalamet. I know,
I
like
like him
some,
too.
I know some people are kind of like, he's getting casted for everything, but it's like, yeah,
I
well,
would love
so
to
are
see-
a lot of other actors and
Yeah.
actresses, but like you get casted because you're good.
Yeah, exactly. I
You
think
know,
Timothy
you get casted
would be a
you're
great
good and he'd
addition
be
to
really
Marvel.
yeah.
I don't know what yet.
See, I personally would have
Franklin, but-
thought he would have been cooler to be like Wanda's son. or
Wanda's son
something.
could be good,
But
he'd
at
have
the
to
same
be aged up, I
time,
think, a bit.
Yeah,
Compared to what they're doing. Did you get to watch
Agatha All Along?
I think
No,
we've officially
dude.
gotten into the comic talk. So
I couldn't. I actually, I
No?
mean, not couldn't. I every time I would get there where I'm like, oh yeah, I'm finally gonna watch it. Something ends up happening, or I end up watching
Oh,
something
no.
else, or I end up like and it's not that I don't want to. It just keeps something else piques my interest. Like I'll probably watch The Last of Us before I watch Agatha All Along. Like
Yeah.
And I'm gonna finish the new Spider-Man series because I love the new Spider-Man series so far.
What is that one actress's name from Parks and Rec?
Which one?
The
Aubrey Plaza? Or?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Dude, I love Aubrey
Bruh.
Plaza, dude.
Let me tell you something, chat. Aubrey Plaza.
That's Joey's
and
like
Agatha
dream woman.
all along.
For audio listeners, my man folded so fast right now. Like,
Let me tell you, chat.
she could ruin my life forever.
Dude, yeah, bro. So do you know who she plays?
Yeah.
Who? See, I don't want to say it if you don't know.
I just wanted you. I really just wanted you to say it because I don't. Because I haven't seen it. I've just seen videos of her like playing an important character, but I don't know who she is.
So then, in that case, do you care about spoilers or
just
no?
say it? I want to know.
She plays Lady Death, like the Marvel Death, the one that fell in love with Deadpool, the one that Thanos was after in the original comics for the Gauntlet. She plays that Lady Death.
What?
And let me tell you, she's great. I'm all in.
They made it folded now, like a lawn chair. Like dude, that's crazy.
It was a little weird because, and I don't really mind the story. I think they handled it fine. But they made sort of a side plot where I guess Agatha and her had a relationship back in the witch days.
Yeah.
Because in the beginning of the show, you don't know she's Lady Death. She just kind of comes in as an old witch that used to know her and wants revenge.
Oh, okay.
And you get the idea that they were together for a while. But then at the end, that's when you find out, oh, she's not a witch. That's like the death incarnate.
That's
like
the guy.
When anyone dies in the world. And I think that's God, I don't want to go.
She's got to be so busy.
Movies, but
she's got to be so busy. I mean, imagine being death. You got to like, imagine like having to check people in at the door. But you're
I always
deaf,
view it as
so
like
you just,
Beetlejuice and how that world works, where it's just like a station where you have to take a ticket.
Yeah, no, literally. Like, I think of it as like one of those like clear, and then you like press the stamp on the papers. That's what I think, bro. It's like, oh God, another one? Is this line ever gonna end? And then it has some cheesy like pan over to the line, and it's like it just disappears because it's so far out. Like, yeah.
Did you get a chance to see Beetlejuice? Beetlejuice?
I didn't actually, but
no, really. Did you see any like promos or videos?
Yeah,
or stuff after?
yeah.
You don't want to see it?
My thing is like, I'm gonna say it. I don't really know why there's so much hype for Jenna Ortega.
Oh, but I don't really necessarily think it's all a Jenna Ortega movie.
Because isn't it essentially he takes the original girl's daughter to wherever? Like, isn't that essentially like kind of what happens? Like,
no, honestly, my biggest critique has to do with the character I doubt any of you even know is in the movie, but because it's so dumb and it doesn't have anything. There's no point of it being there. But no, the Jenna Ortega, spoilers if you haven't seen it, obviously a lot of spoilers in this show. The whole point of her is that her dad died, but the mom who used to speak to ghosts won't reach out to him beyond the grave because she doesn't want to do that anymore.
Okay.
And so she hates her mom. And then there's this whole side plot where this guy wants to go out with her and also says that there might be a way that, you know, you could talk beyond the grave to your dad.
And this by saying Beetlejuice, like
no, it ends up tricking her because he's already dead. You don't realize that.
Oh, so she can technically talk to ghosts already.
Yes, that's what you find out.
Okay, that's interesting.
She inherited that gift.
Okay.
Then there's a bunch of hoopla.
Then you find out that her mom is dead
as
well, and then
you find out that the guy was using her to basically get back to life, but has to require her dying. So the mom and Beetlejuice reunite. They go save the daughter.
Who's the person you don't like in this movie?
Beetlejuice's original wife, who is just one of those thrown into the story plot lines. And dog, every like 30 minutes, you get another clip of her searching for Beetlejuice throughout the whole movie.
Oh, I hate
killing
those
people,
dude. Like,
doing things, and you're like, oh yeah, that's right. I forgot this was going on. And then finally at the end, where the actual story plot has been taking place, and you finally get to the climax, she finally enters and then goes to kill him, and then she dies.
What?
I don't remember exactly how she dies. I think Beetlejuice did something to win, but like dies, and there's like at least 37 to 45 minutes of film that you're like, why the was I watching that? What was the point of that side plot?
She was
there
just
was
a
nothing.
throwaway. She was
it
a
was
throwaway.
a throwaway character.
Yeah.
It had nothing. It was bummer, dude.
That's whack. That's
yeah, because
whack.
no, in the end, Beetlejuice still wanted the main mom. What's her name? Jodie Whittaker? Is that her
Yeah,
name?
and he's always wanted her.
He's
so
always
like,
wanted her. So
why
I
would
thought
they
the
even
comedy
bring
was
in
funny.
a wife? That's weird. But
Exactly. Thank you.
I mean,
But,
for someone
yeah.
who didn't see it, that's just an odd
It's a
thing.
dumb-
because
but-
we saw the Beetlejuice play,
Yes,
so we
did,
actually
did.
saw what
Beetlejuice
the actual
play was
story is supposed to
good,
be.
I have to
Yeah.
admit. I know you're not a huge Broadway or not Broadway, but musical guy.
No, Beetlejuice was good. I thought it was
Beetlejuice
funny.
was good.
I thought it was funny. Yeah, that's that's a real hot take. Cause now I'm probably gonna have to watch it just so I could be as equally mad because I just
Yeah.
absolutely hate throwaway characters like
I
that for
hate
no
throwaway
reason, bro.
characters and throwaway stories,
Especially when you put them in like a sequel or something where it's like
where it's like
this person was
mentioned.
never this was not even a thought in like the
No.
original. What is this? Like, what is this, bro?
Oh, what's Beetlejuice's actor's name?
Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton did a
Phenomenal.
great job. I have to admit, for bringing back Beetlejuice after all this
Oh,
time,
yeah,
he
he's-
just threw himself back into the role. He was great.
That's what happens when you're a phenomenal actor like Michael Keaton
Michael
himself.
Keaton's good,
He's
dude.
great. He's got range, dude.
He is,
He's got
he
range.
does,
He can
bro.
be funny. He can be serious.
I thought he
can
was
be like,
great as a vulture.
oh, he was a
Great vulture.
he was a great vulture. Yeah. Oh man, dude. Now I'm remembering.
I
Oh,
don't-
speaking of the vulture and Tom Holland's Spider-Man,
Oh yes.
the original '90s logo,
The original '90s logo.
where we got back for when they announced the title.
Oh yes,
It's like the
dude.
nostalgic, the red and yellow.
Yes,
like,
dude. I'm
oh.
so excited. I hope it's good. I hope.
Same font.
I pray to you, MCU lords,
Please,
keep it.
you need to get these three
Street
movies
level.
out before him and Zendaya get pregnant and they both quit acting.
Yes.
Please, like we
Yes,
need.
for the love of God, please. I need him to finish his Spider-Man arc. I don't need him to play Spider-Man forever.
The only problem I have is how realistic is it gonna be since he is in the Odyssey right now and is filming for that currently, and that movie's gonna take a fat minute to get done. Like that's
Yeah.
gonna be, is it Odyssey or
I think
yeah?
it's
I think it's
Odyssey.
Odyssey.
I think it's
Yeah,
Odyssey.
the Odyssey. I just, please.
I think it's gonna be
He
fine.
already didn't have a chair for
Speaking of
Secret
Spider-Man,
Wars.
we finally got confirmation on Across the Spider-Verse.
Oh yeah,
You see this?
That it's fine. It's
It's
gonna be
been
coming
pushed
back,
back,
and that
but
there's an
it
actual
is
date
finally
now.
a date.
Yeah,
2027, I think.
that's too long in my opinion, but it's fine. It's not like they were all supposed to come out one after the other because it's the whole complete story. But it's cool. It's not
I've
like it's
been
an
seeing
animated
those
movie, but
memes.
it's fine.
I've been seeing those memes where it's like, Avengers 1, 2012, Avengers 2, Ultron, Avengers 3, and it's the picture of the kid watching it as a kid. And then
It's
he's like in high
literally-
school, and then he's an adult. And then it was just like Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3 across beyond into, and he's just like, it's the same thing. You're starting as a kid when you saw the first one, and now you're like an adult.
It's like Stranger Things, dude. Like, how long are you gonna put this shit off? They're already adults. They're literally adults, and I can guarantee you at this point, they're probably not even gonna do it now.
Bro, honestly, I thought the same thing. Like when season 4 came out, I
'Cause-
immediately thought, okay, fine. They do look older, but whatever. Maybe and I enjoyed it. It was an okay season. How the hell are you gonna like pretend we're picking up
Millie
right where
Bobby
you left
Brown
off?
is married now. If you wanted to feel
God
old, if you
almighty,
wanted to
you're
feel
right.
old, she's already married and she's blonde. So
yeah. Millie Bobby Brown's been
And-
doing a lot of
and
acting recently.
Finn
She's been-
Wolfhard is in a band and he's directing movies now.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I'm not gonna
can
lie.
we hurry this up so I can
don't
watch
like
it before
Finn
I...
Wolfhard as an actor.
I don't either.
He's not that good.
I don't either.
Like
He's
I like a lot
not-
more.
He's not
Sadie
really.
Sink was good.
He's
She
not
was
really a
in,
good singer either. Oh, I love
The
Sadie Sink.
Whale.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
She was good in The Whale. I liked
yeah.
The Whale, which was also a great comeback story for oh my god, what's his name?
I know. I forgot it too. I was really hoping you
Oh.
would remember it.
The dude who played in The Mummy
Yeah.
and Tarzan.
We're gonna sound terrible. I can't believe we forgot his name, but yeah.
Yeah, he's
I
an
love-
amazing actor.
yeah.
All the love and support to you, dude. Because I was sad he wasn't making movies anymore. But
And that was a good comeback
he was-
movie where I was
it
like,
was a great
wow,
one.
this is
and he's been
wild.
acting more.
Yeah.
He had a very similar comeback as that one Asian actor.
Oh,
I also don't know the name
who's in
of.
Love Hurts.
Yes, Love
Yeah,
Hurts. He's been
It
killing
was a
it on movies
great-
lately.
I mean, it was a great movie.
Movie after
it,
movie.
was a good movie. I loved it. It was a really good, cheesy Valentine's Day movie
Oh yeah.
that had really good like action.
You said
and
you enjoyed it.
apparently he actually did like all of his stunts for
Oh,
it
cool,
too. So
cool.
he did a lot of the choreography for the fight scenes and like
No,
all that
honestly,
stuff.
I think he has range. I think a
No,
lot
he
of people
does.
didn't
He
want to
does.
give him a chance.
It was a
in
good
the
story too. It was
earlier
like a
2000s,
good.
But
I was like, oh, like it's a sweet little,
yeah.
like the whole premise is him just like, what would you do for love? And it's, him coming out of hiding from being pretty much a killer, to come out and save like his
Yeah.
girl or whatever. I was like, oh, that's sweet. That's like a sweet little like cheesy Valentine's, premise or whatever. Did you see that Ryan Gosling is going to be in the new Star Wars Starfighter?
I heard about it. I wasn't sure if it was real.
No, it's real. It was announced.
Wow.
It was announced at the whatever convention where they talk about all
Disney
the new Star
or
Wars
movie
stuff.
wise?
I believe
If it was a
it's
Disney-
movie. I
a
think,
movie one,
I
then
think
I
it's a
don't know.
movie.
I'm not sure. If it was
I don't know,
Disney
though.
specific, it may have been D23, but I don't know when D23 takes place. So,
Yeah,
but anyway,
I don't. Well, it was all Star Wars, so I'm assuming it was like a Star Wars thing more than it
Hmm.
was a Disney thing. But because Hayden Christensen was there and like
Oh,
they did the
cool,
whole,
cool.
But yeah, he's gonna be, I guess, the main guy in it, and I'm very excited. I'm very excited to see, and the fact that we're gonna get a Starfighter, like just stuff about like
Yeah.
oh, dude, it's gonna be space Top Gun.
Space Top Gun. No, I hope
Dude,
it's good.
oh.
I've been bad about giving Star Wars shows a chance.
Because they've been bad.
Yeah,
They're firing the girl.
but you also know me.
The-
I'm not. I have
They're bad.
weird Star Wars takes.
Oh well, yeah. I've been a Star Wars kid my whole life. I mean, I watched 4, 5, and 6 on VHS, and then saw Revenge of the Sith, which
I saw 1, 2, and
by
3
the time,
on VHS back in the day too. It was VHS
Yeah.
before I saw it on DVD.
Yeah.
I saw 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2, 3.
oh,
on
you saw
VHS.
1, 2, 3
Yeah,
on.
on
Oh, that's
VHS.
crazy, dude. What? I know.
The good old days.
Well, the 24th. So I mean, it is past
Yes.
for you guys listening to it now, but for us, it's in 4 days. I got tickets to see Revenge of the Sith in theaters for the 20th anniversary, and I told them at work, "Sorry, I'm not coming." Because I'm going to see this movie. And so I'm leaving at 12 so I can go see this movie at 2 p.m. It's such an odd time to watch a movie in the middle of the week, but
it's worth it.
it's worth it. I know our boy Alfredo, he's seeing it the same day. He's seeing it at 11 p.m. and then going into work on
Becca
Friday.
asked me if I wanted to go, and I was like, I don't know if I can because I'm already like not able to get out of work the time Brent invited me. She was like, "Well, is it out on Saturday?" And I was like,
I think it's
I don't
only
know.
out for like.
She said there's some places doing it Saturday,
Oh,
but
okay.
like,
Well,
I'm
because
sure
I know
the tickets are probably.
Well,
fucking
yeah, I
done.
mean the tickets for the theater I'm in, I bought the tickets 40 minutes after they went on sale, and I only got 2 tickets at the very end in the first row that's like past the
Oh
like
my god,
row on
dude.
the floor. Like it's the one where it's like the one where all the handicap seats and
yeah,
stuff
yeah,
are.
yeah.
Those are only 2 tickets I was able to get.
Damn.
And that was 40 minutes after they went on sale.
Oof.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I know
dude.
they added more show times because the demand was like so high, but at the same time, I'm like, they're probably still sold out too. So, but I will say, I love me, my popcorn buckets and everything.
Yep.
I'm gonna buy the Darth Vader one.
Oh, is there a Darth Vader one?
Yeah. If it's not a popcorn bucket, it's like a drink
Oh,
like container.
man,
Yeah, dude, it's
that's gonna be
wild.
sick.
I'm so excited. My favorite popcorn bucket, actually, surprisingly, is the Indiana Jones one from the new one.
Hmm.
So where it's like
Dial of
this is
Destiny or
yeah,
something?
it's, the one where
They literally time travel.
Harrison Ford definitely needed to make this movie now because there's no way they're gonna be able to. There's no way they're gonna be able to de-age him anymore.
Well, it's so funny because when they first announced that they thought about doing another Indiana Jones, this was years ago. This was
Yeah.
years before they even were like, "Do we actually want to do it?" This was just rumor, and I remember they
Wasn't
were like,
this before he came back to be Han Solo?
"Yeah, like
I'm
he was
pretty
back
sure
before
it was
then."
talked about
And
like
they were
way
like,
before
"If we
that.
do this again, we probably should look into a new actor." And then that's kind of where
And
the
then
rumor
people were
stopped.
beefing with like, "There's no way you're gonna get another actor."
Not
Like
gonna solo.
they didn't
this.
even do that with the aged down version of him at the first like I think 15, 20 minutes of the movie.
No, they just
They
CGI'd that
de-aged him.
bitch.
Yeah, they just
It was like some
like,
uncanny valley shit
no,
to me, bro. It was good.
it was
some of the
good.
better CGI I've seen for de-aging,
But I was
still,
like, there's something a little off.
there's
about
something
this.
that
That's
looks
why.
too
That's why
unreal.
majority of the scenes didn't show his face. Like that's
Yep.
why. I mean, you could hear his voice, but they weren't showing his face, bro. Like
don't get me wrong, he did great. He really
Yeah,
is
no,
the perfect Indiana Jones.
I
and
couldn't-
I liked the movie.
I couldn't think of anyone who
Low
would have
key,
ever been able to play Indiana
I don't
Jones.
think this would be a hot take, but it's
One of my
far better than 4. Crystal Skull?
No.
Come on, dog. It's far better.
Here's my thing about 4, because I understand what you mean storyline wise. Yeah, it was better, but my problem is that one touches on a lot of like the stuff that I like. Like I like
aliens and stuff.
well, like the
yeah.
alien stuff and like the secret Hitler like stash of like all these like crazy
Yeah.
relic type stuff. Because I don't know if you knew this. Fun fact: somehow we always get into weird like occult type of stuff. But Hitler was actually like super into the occult. Like that was like he was super into like ghost spirits, aliens, all that
Really?
kind of stuff. Yeah. He was like super into all that. So that's why like the warehouse, I think it's Warehouse 13, right? Or it's Warehouse something.
Yeah,
But
I don't know.
but yeah, that's why that was like a big, I mean, even when I was young and I watched it in theaters, I was like, "Oh, that's the thing," but
Yeah.
I was a child, so it was
mean,
even
don't get me
crazier.
wrong.
But
To me, what I enjoyed was the fact that like
what, you didn't like the all CGI aliens?
buddy. I what I loved is I loved the addition
With the
of Shia
weird-
LaBeouf.
didn't they
I
have
actually
long
think
ass
he did
necks?
fine. I loved that they.
I hate they didn't
re-explored
bring him
that
back for Dial of Destiny.
Yeah, I know.
That was so weird, bro.
Well, he died. Wasn't that the thing? That's why he didn't come back. He died in like in the army.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, you're
and
right.
Which I was like, I mean, cool.
What a sad way to kill off a good
A
character.
good character.
It was a
Why
good
not
character.
just bring him back? I know people are like kind of shy about Shia, but he's not bad. He's been
I
doing
think
better
at this
on
point,
stuff. He's not.
he's been trying to pay his dues, I
Like-
think he knows like he made a mistake. And that's the thing too with Hollywood and everything. I know the cancel culture is real. And yeah, people should 100% like have repercussions for the things they do.
Yeah.
Like I understand. But there also has got to be a little bit of a level of forgiveness
Exactly.
when you do see someone trying to like do better,
Bruh, if what's his
Like-
name, Jonathan Majors, is already about to film his next movie because he's in the clear. Like, give
Yeah.
my guy Shia some love.
It's like,
He
he's
a
trying.
great actor.
He's a good
I
actor.
really loved him back in the day. His like, I don't know if it was his blow up, but because I know he's also on what was it, Nickelodeon or was it Disney Channel?
Well, yeah,
Nickelodeon
because of holes.
Was it Nickelodeon?
Was
no,
it-
but he was
was
on a
Holes-
show. He was on a I can't remember the show off the top of my head. I'm gonna guess it was Disney,
Oh, okay.
like back in the day Disney. But I don't know if that was his
Yeah.
blow up career. Holes may have been,
I think Holes was like the breakout start or
and
whatever.
then Transformers was when like I think.
Peak.
Oh man.
1 through 3, bro.
I talk a lot about Aubrey Plaza, but little Joey, there was no beating our main gal.
Megan Fox.
Megan
bro.
Fox, bro. Megan Fox Transformers was peak Megan Fox.
Now her and Machine Gun Kelly have a girl.
They have a girl?
hmm They got
Oh,
pregnant again. and
shit.
Yeah, it's like it was born. So
I mean, don't get me wrong, she's still
Crazy.
beautiful, but there was.
you can definitely tell she's had work done.
It was one of the. I've seen me. I've seen
She
memes
didn't look
where
like
it
that
literally
before.
says like Megan Fox in Transformers 1 was an awakening for most young boys growing up, and
Yeah.
it truly was like that moment
I
where
just-
you're like, wait a minute.
I think I like women.
I think I'm attracted to that.
Yeah.
What's going on? It's like when you're 4 years old and you finally become socially aware. Now you become like bodily aware. You're like, what?
You're like,
Whoa.
I live in a world where people look like that. That's crazy. Like, like we're the only thing I think of when I see women is my mom. Like now I like
Yeah, now I
you
see
know, like,
something totally.
now I see women as attractive and not
Yeah,
like
yeah.
people who feed me donuts. Like
Oh,
it's
man.
the only thing I really do feel bad, like if we're going into people's mistakes and like all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
too within movies, I do feel really bad now that I'm older. Now I'm 25. I'm aware of the bad that goes on,
Mhm.
like within movies and just pop culture in general. I do feel really bad how sexualized Megan Fox has been quite literally her entire life
Oh,
within the
well-
show business. She's gotten typecasted
Yeah, I don't
as
think you
just
should be
being
only
attractive. Like,
cast for that purpose. There's a lot of actresses out there that truly only get recast because of their bodies. I
Yeah.
mean, Elizabeth Olsen even in the newer movies literally said like, I don't really want to do this anymore unless you like actually change my costume styles. Because if you look back at like Avengers 2 when she first showed up,
yeah, no,
it was
yeah,
literally
yeah,
just like a hoodie with a bunch of cleavage out.
yeah.
And it's like, yeah, sure, we understand what you're doing. There's
it's like you
appeal to
gotta
like
kind
younger
of
kids and stuff.
like,
But yeah, no, now, and honestly, more power to her because her costume in
Scarlet
WandaVision,
Witch or
both the end of WandaVision and Multiverse of Madness,
yeah, I was
her
like,
costume was great, and there was like no sexualization there. It was
no,
just
she was
straight
scary.
up-
She played the
my God,
she played the
dude.
scary part in
Yeah.
Multiverse of Madness. I
But
was
she
like,
still looks beautiful, and you can
whoa.
totally. There is a balance
Yeah.
that Hollywood needs to do better at being able to make your female characters.
You can't over sexualize people at
It
this
doesn't have
point
to be over
anymore. It just
sexualized.
doesn't
You can
really.
make them look pretty or beautiful and stuff like that.
How
but
about-
still strong and powerful?
How about Hollywood? You write better scripts.
Yeah.
Where you don't got to worry
Stop
about
letting
someone looking a
Dan
certain way. How
Povenmire's
about
into your-
yeah?
Is that his name?
Actually,
no, that's
Dan Povenmire. That's
no
like
Dan
that's
Povenmire's the
Phineas
good
and
one.
Ferb,
What am I
bro.
thinking of? Dan
Oh, Dan Schneider.
Dan Schneider. Dan
Yeah.
Povenmire. I love you so much.
Yeah, I
I'm
love you,
sorry
bro.
to have slandered your name.
I know. I was like, damn.
No, Dan
what's wrong
Povenmire,
with
please-
Dan, bro?
Please join our podcast. We'd love to talk to you.
Dude, but you have to only talk like Dr. Doofenshmirtz. Please, that's the only way.
Woodsman.
Yeah, this is the only way you can talk on the show, please. I think we had talked about it before a little bit. He actually had a missing time case.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
mentioned that.
And I think about this to this day. I'm like, wow, I wonder how bro's doing about that. Wonder if like you brought that up, if he's still like,
I
stop.
don't want to talk about
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it, because some things just don't leave you. And I think
Yeah.
that was one of them. But yeah, no, I think just the over sexualization in Hollywood is getting a little out of hand. That's actually why Taylor Lautner isn't in movies anymore. Shark Boy.
Oh, really?
He's not in movies anymore because it was getting to the point where he was only typecasted as like someone who had to have a shirt off.
Mm.
And like he even like had that in contracts where it's like you have to have this minimum amount of time with your shirt off, like in the movie. Just
You can always
period.
just do what what's his name? I can't. I'm so bad with names today, dude.
You're bad with names every day.
No, but I usually know actors' names, and I'm like really disappointed in myself today because usually I'm.
Who do they
better, but-
play? Who do they play?
Troy from high school.
Zac Efron.
Zac Efron. God,
You can
I'm-
just
I'm-
you can just
you can just do what he
quote-unquote
did and just
fall on your face and get a whole facial
Instead of being-
reconstruction surgery.
Instead of being in the Baywatch movies, you'll now be turned to like animal documentaries where you travel the world looking at penguins. And
Wanna know who I really hope the best for?
Who's that?
It's Chris Hemsworth, bro.
Oh, yeah?
Because I don't know if you've heard. I mean, he's making an entire series on it. I think that's part of the reason why he's maybe stepped back a little bit from like all the Thor stuff and other things is he got, I guess, pre-diagnosed or whatever. He had like, I guess, a family genes kind of test or whatever at the doctor, and found out that parents on both sides of his family, like I guess generational, on both sides of his family, both have I think it's Alzheimer's, something like that. And he pretty much was like, they're like, we hate to be that guy, but you have like it's like 80% chance of like getting this, when you're older. And so he's doing a series now called Limitless, and it's him essentially doing like all this crazy stuff. Like he's surfing some really like insane waves. He's jumping out of airplanes. He's like doing all this like travel stuff because he's afraid that, when he gets older, he's not gonna have any time to even remember it and everything.
Yeah.
And he even had something, I believe it was like they basically put a whole bunch of makeup on his wife to make her like look older, just so he could. He said like he wants to remember her face, essentially.
Yeah, I did see that,
And,
actually.
like, I'm
I didn't
like,
know what
damn.
that was about, but
I'm
I did
like,
see
dude,
that.
that's crazy.
Wow.
Like I couldn't imagine getting that news when you're someone like him who's so fit, who's so all about his health,
Healthy,
who's so like all about all this kind of stuff, and then it's like getting some groundbreaking news like that, where it's like, yeah, you got like a really, really high risk of like getting one of the worst, I would say, like mental. I guess it's a disorder, right? It's not a sickness. Obviously, it doesn't go away.
I think it's
but
a disorder.
It's like a disorder or something where it's like I
can get bad.
couldn't imagine. I just couldn't imagine like having something like that. So it's, I wish him well. He's like one of those guys. I don't think he could be hated in Hollywood. He's just a nice guy. He's a nice guy.
Well, did you see, speaking of, I mean, he's still not backing down completely on the acting stuff, though, because if we're going to do a full movie podcast, we have to bring at least one thing up before we start calling it quits. The Doomsday cast announcement. I mean, he was the first name, like, announced in those chairs. Did you see the live stream? Like,
No.
I didn't watch it.
No.
But it was basically just a live stream where they
They
put
showed
out a
the
casting
director chairs, yeah,
and-
the casting chairs.
And then it had the names of actors who were going to be confirmed, and then like the first one.
I just saw
with,
people. I was sad that I didn't see I was sad I didn't see certain
you
people's
can't
chairs, but
hate
I
that
also
and
know
and think
they
that they're
can
not gonna
bring in
show
other
up.
people. I know.
Do you remember how many
Who is the
people were
first chair?
in Avengers Endgame?
Yeah.
Like everyone. I don't know how we're gonna just go back to there being like 6 Avengers because it's not a Thanos level threat, even though it's
pretty big. It's a lot bigger than Thanos, to be honest.
yeah.
I mean, when you're ripping out people's spines,
Bruh, I hope to God they include this. I don't even care if we have to wait for it until the Secret Wars movie.
It's my favorite comic panel.
It's one of the best, if not one, like the best. It's so good.
If they really wanted to get rid of Jonathan Major's character and reset everything with Kang, just switch it from Thanos to Kang.
Kang.
Just have him, if you don't want him in the movies, that's fine. Give him like 5 minutes of screen time and just have his spine ripped out. Like, dude, like, bro, I would forget everything about this last phase of Marvel if you would, for the love of God, please give me that comic panel. That's all I want, bro. That's all I want. And don't do it to Doctor Doom because
we have had
he
too
is such
many
a
Doctor Doom's ruined. I mean,
Please.
people gave a lot of to that original Fantastic Four, the 2 movies. People gave to that Doctor Doom, and I understand he wasn't comic accurate per se, but if you put that guy compared to the New Age Fantastic Four movie, the guy who just like thinks and then blows up people's heads, and his whole body is just like a soda can. Like, it's like it is the dumbest. I hate that Fantastic Four movie. It's bad.
Even like Michael B. Jordan as the Human
I
Torch,
didn't
and
hate
somehow
him
they.
as Torch. I hated Thing.
Oh yeah, no, the thing was bad.
Thing was bad.
It's because it was CGI.
Yeah, but this new one is CGI made practically with a suit on set, but it is still CGI in the new upcoming one.
It looks a lot
But
better.
It's meant to look like the comic books, which is fine. They literally looked like, you know, when you make rock stacks at the beach?
That's what he looks like.
That's what he looked
That's what
like
he looks
in that
like.
older
Yeah.
one. It was bad.
I saw people try and say some like, why are his eyebrows so big? As if that's not what he looks like in the comics.
Yeah, so many people were complaining about the eyebrows. It looks great.
He looks exactly like that in the comics. Like, that's what I just don't get it. Now, I really do hope, I will say, I was going to say this like a long time ago when we first talked about Fantastic Four. I really hope if they keep this cast as Fantastic Four for a minute, that we get the comic strip where he gets beat and the rocks start falling off and he gets his ultimate
Yes.
form and he
Oh,
can like
man.
switch in between. Dude, that would be so wild.
I
That would
wanna
be such a
see-
good.
There's a lot. Bro, there's one where... I
Wait, you
think-
never said who was the first chair in the announcement?
Well, I was going to bring that up right after this because I
Oh.
have the full list now. But
Okay,
it was-
'cause I was
Chris
like-
Hemsworth was the first one.
Oh,
It was-
yeah.
um,
I knew that, but
But before I read off the cast list so we can talk about that.
I also love that they just threw away everything having to do with Thor: Love and Thunder, where we saw the whole council of gods, and now we're not
Good.
talking about it.
Let it die. That movie sucked ass. It sucked so much ass, Chad. I hate that god. Listen, Ragnarok was fantastic. I'll finally say it. I saw Love and Thunder, and I've never been so disappointed in a Thor movie. Gore the God Butcher kidnaps a bunch of children and then dies because they all use stuffed animals with the power of Thor as they fight to go to eternity. Jane dies of cancer and then Gore brings back his daughter to be now the niece of Thor. What?
I mean,
Dog,
I like the Council of Gods.
No.
You didn't
No.
like the Council of Gods?
Mm-mm.
That was like the only
The
thing.
concept, great. Zeus,
Okay, no, that's fair.
Hercules, kind of a letdown.
Well, no, what's crazy is I don't understand why they had Thor kill Zeus when, like, I heard the original, like, take for that was going to be Zeus teaching Thor how to literally use the lightning bolt.
They turned
And that he
Zeus
was
into,
gonna
like
have
a
it.
joke character.
Yeah,
It
and I was like,
it
why would
dumb.
you do that?
This is
Like,
what I'm
that's so
talking about.
dumb. But
The movie was such a letdown, and I've been saying, you can ask Brent, chat. I have been dogging on Ragnarok for a long time.
no,
I
yeah,
hated
yeah,
it.
bro, hated it. And like, it
It's
wasn't bad.
not bad. I saw bad, and I would just like to make a public apology for how many times I on Ragnarok. It's a great movie, comical, great brother moments with Thor and Loke,
yeah.
my dog Loke. I mean, Hulk
and
is
we're
okay.
and we're getting Loki back.
Yes. Okay. So let's
Secret
let's
Wars?
talk about the cast
Well,
because
okay, before we move on, because I was gonna say with the Council of Gods, you've been
Yes.
you've been going through everything I want to talk about.
Sorry,
Like, damn,
sorry.
dude.
no,
relax.
I'm sorry.
The only thing I'm really mad about with them skipping over all of the Council of the Gods stuff
Yeah.
is now there's probably not going to be a chance we're going to get Moon Knight in the show or the movies, like the MCU, because of the fact
I don't think so.
that now you can't tie in Khonshu, you can't tie in a moon god, you can't tie in any of that because technically if we don't,
I personally disagree.
know, really?
I think that honestly, what's likely
because I feel
to
like that
happen-
would have been the perfect way to introduce it, unless you're going to introduce it with Werewolf by Night and then bring it in with Daredevil and like all that kind of stuff.
I
But
think
like
it'll
Daredevil's
still
not even in-
start.
Oh, I guess he
show
is, but-
wise, it'll still continue as shows right now until it won't. Maybe
if we get a season 2.
I hope. God, I pray.
God, Moon Knight was so good, bro.
great.
Like that was one of the ones where I was like, it came out of nowhere. No one was expecting it.
And
It was such a good
everyone loved
introduction to a new character, especially such a powerful character that's in the comics.
Mhm.
Especially like if we see him with Spider-Man, especially
be
now because
amazing.
Spider-Man's going to be more of the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Like, dog, introduce him with Daredevil, introduce him with all the Kingpin stuff, introduce him with like, oh,
And this is what I mean.
There
I
could be
don't
so
think you
much that
need
they
the
could
Council
do.
of Gods from Thor: Love and Thunder. By the way,
I just
if
thought it
haven't
was an
mentioned-
okay. I just feel like that would have been like a
It
easy
could have
way for
been.
them to
It could have
introduce
been.
it
I
because it
think
was
they'll
in the
just
MCU.
Find a different way. I think, honestly,
Yeah.
there's other opportunity, and it is a good character. The show did well. The actor was beloved.
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
dude, I love Oscar.
no one
Isaac.
hated.
Yeah,
And I know I think it was around COVID times or a little after. But everyone seemed to really like Moon Knight, critics and audience alike.
the
I don't-
CGI was great.
It was great.
for
I don't
what it
think there's
was.
gonna
Like,
be any
damn.
reason they don't eventually include him into the MCU movie universe.
I hope so.
I think it's gonna
I hope
happen.
so, bro. Because if they don't, I'm just gonna be really sad. Because why would you make a Werewolf by Night Halloween movie?
Yeah.
But then you're
Which
not
was
gonna
fun,
bring
though.
up. No,
I have to admit, it was
good.
fun.
It was a good movie, and the fact that they like put out the original, like
Yeah.
because now they have it in color, but
Yeah.
like the original one only being like a black and white film.
You know, I
was
still
like,
haven't
"Oh,
seen
it's
the one
sick."
in color.
I haven't either.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah. Okay, so go with your list, and then we'll wrap
Oh
up.
yeah.
You know, because I haven't seen it. I mean, I saw clips and everything. I know roughly like people who are gonna be in it, but
Yeah, so just feel free to stop me and we can discuss anyone you want, but we'll just go through. Right now, off the bat, Chris Hemsworth, like we said, our boy Thor.
fire.
We got Anthony Mackie as
Fire.
Captain America.
Goated
Fire.
movie. Goated movie. Care what anyone says. Anyone who doesn't like Anthony Mackie being Captain America,
yeah.
you guys don't read comics if you don't like him as
It
Captain
was
America
so good.
because he is Sam Wilson.
Yes.
That is they could
Yes.
not have casted him better
I'll say this.
to be that man.
Maybe this is where you and I could disagree. I think he's a little annoying as a person in real life.
Kinda, yeah.
I think he's kind of like, all right.
But he's funny though, bro. That's the thing. Like
I think he thinks he's funny, and that's why I think I don't like him. I
he's-
think it's like he hears
maybe
himself
that's what
talk
I
and
think.
he likes it.
I think he's cringe funny. Like I think because he thinks he's funny, it makes me laugh because I'm like that joke wasn't that good.
Yeah.
Like that joke wasn't
And what's
that
with
good,
the
bro.
cut the check? Have you seen that? Cut the check. Like I don't get it. I don't.
Maybe
am I-
because someone doesn't cut him a check. I
But
don't
he's
know.
been saying it since like the original Winter Soldier movie.
So maybe someone
Every
didn't
single
cut him a
movie.
check.
Whatever.
I don't know. I don't know the beef with cutting checks. Dude, I'm barely
I just
cutting
work
checks
here.
for me, dude. Like I don't know.
All right. Moving on, we got Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm from this upcoming one. We got Paul Rudd. I don't think this is in order, but yes, we have Paul Rudd coming back as Ant-Man, which is cool because he didn't even know if he was coming back.
Yeah, he was just as surprised as everyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We got Florence Pugh. Great addition to the MCU, by the way. I think
just
if
really
anyone
hope
had to take
Thunderbolts
up,
is not gonna be.
I think it's going to be a pretty intense movie.
It's gonna be intense, but at the same time, these aren't even super people. These are just people going up against someone who snaps and you turn into a shadow. Like I just don't understand
That's
how
what's
it's
crazy
gonna
to me
work,
is
dude.
the fact that they're introducing Sentry is wild.
And
Because
I-
Sentry is quite literally MCU's
Yeah.
Superman, and it's one of those goated people where it's
Yeah.
like
It's like who's gonna kill him? Like who?
Franklin Richards.
Dog, that'd be crazy.
Maybe he wins this movie,
Oh,
Thunderbolts
that
come
would
out
be
alive.
Crazy.
and then maybe Sue and
What I want to know is what the timeline's going to be because, and I don't care
Yeah, I
about
don't know either.
spoilers. If you haven't seen it, this is on you. But, you know, in Captain America, we see that Bucky is now running for Senate. So I'm like, they can't kill him off if this comes before. But at the same time, if this came before, why has there been no mention of anything that happened? Like,
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot more movies coming out starting soon that are going to be out of order in time.
Yeah, because
I
I
think
just
Spider-Man's
don't
gonna be one of
know.
them. I think it's going to come out after Doomsday. I'm sorry, which one's first? Doomsday. I think Spider-Man 4 is coming out after Doomsday, but I bet you
In
it's going to be
timeline, it's
taking
going to be
place
before. Well, yeah, because I still don't understand. It's going to be the biggest. It's going to be the biggest flop if they do not introduce his black suit in Secret Wars, because we can't have Venom in the MCU.
Yep.
Like,
I think they'll do it.
can we please get the comic panel, Joey? Can we please get the comic panel where he pops out of the?
Yes, dude.
Oh.
And he's like looking at the suit. Dog,
Oh,
it.
please don't add webs to it. Just make an all black suit,
All black,
like
white.
just the white. Oh, the white rectangles on the hand. Oh,
It
please.
would be so good.
Please. Oh my God. For the love of God. Don't fumble this movie, please. Like, there's so much that okay. Continue with the list before
all right.
Oh my God.
We got Wyatt Russell. This was actually the actor we mentioned from the Black Mirror episode with that video game. He's the same actor. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah. That's
Wyatt
Kurt
Russell.
Russell's son.
Yeah. Wyatt Russell playing John Walker.
I mean, he plays a phenomenal John Walker, and he plays it to the point where I just can't stand him. Like, props to you, man, because you played a character so well and so unlikable that I can't stand even seeing your name on anything.
I appreciate his
not even
acting,
you.
so I don't mind him being around. I think
No,
he's
I
fun-
don't either. I'm like,
he'll
okay,
get good
cool.
lines
We're
and
we're
good
gonna
banter,
we're
good
gonna
fight
get a
scenes.
guy I can't stand, like, character wise. I like Wyatt Russell, but
We also
Okay.
got, and please, I apologize for the pronunciation, but Tenoch Huerta Meja?
is that the female Black Panther? No.
This is Namor from the Black Panther movie.
Oh, you're right. Dude, I keep forgetting that, like, bro had to learn like 2 languages
Yeah.
to be in that film.
Oh, we also got our boy Simu
we're
Liu.
gonna get
Woo! Shang-Chi.
dude.
Which is like, thank God, dude, because Shang-Chi came out, it was a phenomenal.
and they've done nothing with the character, and I'm
Nothing.
like, bro, please
He was in one.
don't let
wasn't
go.
He was in. Wasn't he? No, that was just his end credit scene. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
they haven't done anything for him,
Dude,
bro. And everyone
but
loved it. It was
I love Simu just as a person. He just seems like such a nice guy.
no, he's hilarious.
He's
I love him.
funny.
He's gonna be great.
Like, oh man, dude.
Great addition.
Does that mean Aquafina's gonna be in it?
I don't know,
Bro, I
but I
hope
would love
so.
it.
Oh my God, dude, because I need their
You can have
banter,
a funny
bro.
scene where like Kate Bishop is talking to her, and they both are like shooting arrows. They're like,
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck I'm doing here.
Yeah, dude. Oh my,
It seems a little out of my league.
It would be so good, bro. Because Aquafina, I know some people don't like her, but she's funny, bro.
Depending on the role, she's
She is
hilarious. I don't think
so
she needs to be in
funny.
every role she's been in, but
No.
I do think that
No.
some of her best roles, she is a hilarious actress.
Oh man,
We got our boy Sebastian Stan as Buck.
Of course,
Love
of
him.
course.
Latita Wright as Shuri.
Okay,
She's
yeah,
coming
that's
back.
that's who I was thinking of.
Our boy Ibn Moss Backrack. How do you say his last name?
Eben Moss.
Eben Moss.
That's the thing. The thing.
Backrack. Yeah, the thing.
Yeah.
Can't wait. I still see photos of the thing, and I'm just like, he looks so good.
He looks so phenomenal, bro. He looks so fantastic.
He looks fantastic.
Yeah, that's all for that one.
We have one of the first X-Men announcements. Kelsey Grammer coming back as Beast.
Yes.
I think
There's
he plays-
another one. There's another one that we're gonna read on this list,
We'll get there.
and
we'll
I'm gonna die.
We got Lewis Pullman, who is playing Sentry in Thunderbolts. So he is
Oh.
confirmed for the movie.
Oh,
Just saying.
interesting.
Franklin
Okay.
Richards comes back from the future and is like, stop. And it's just Sentry just like,
dude, that would be,
like,
that would be so wild.
we're getting into dangerous territory of Marvel characters now in the movies where it's
Because
like,
there's so many
they're
people
too
we have
powerful.
not had ever that nobody who doesn't read comics, they're not gonna know who they are. And I'm just sitting here like, we're having Doom and Sentry in the same movie?
mm-hmm.
How? Like how? Why? When? Where?
Ooh, we got our boy Danny Ramirez coming back to play Falcon.
Yes, sir,
I'm
dude.
down. I'm down.
I love him.
He's good.
As Falcon.
He's a good new Falcon.
Yeah.
I think he fits the
They
vibe.
casted it very well.
Joseph Quinn, Johnny Storm, of course.
Well, I mean, at least now we know they don't die.
Yeah, but that's what I think.
Maybe that's why they get taken out of their world is because Secret Wars is happening and they need them to fight.
Maybe, dude. I still think it's just one of those ones. Galactus wins.
Yeah.
And they're like,
I'm just like, you just have to see what the incursion part is,
true.
like what
There
the
could be an incursion
reasoning
level
for
event.
stopping them, unless, I mean, Mr. Fantastic is supposed to be like one of the most smartest people in the universe. I mean, he could have just figured out how to multiverse jump, I guess, you know. Could go either way,
theory
you
from
know.
New Rockstar saying that New
So
Rockstar's on
glad that
YouTube.
you watch New Rockstar now,
I
bro.
do.
Once bro predicted the whole plot of Endgame, I was like, maybe I should start watching a little bit more.
His big theory right now is that there's going to be 2 multiverse travel attempts. One is going to be the potential trying to get Galactus trapped in someone else's universe.
And then it doesn't
fails.
work. Yeah.
And then because it fails and now there's literally no time or hope left to save the day, they just take the Fantastic Four and they go to another one because they literally can't save anyone.
But
it's too late.
And you'll know this better than me, can't Galactus multiverse travel?
I don't think so because there's multiple Galactuses. He's
okay.
bound to his realm. I mean, he could if you gave him a portal or something.
Yeah, okay.
But like, I don't think
I didn't
can
know
do
if
it.
he was smart enough.
I don't
to
think so.
Be like, okay, guess I'm going to the next one. I mean, he's the world eater, so we know he travels through.
Sometimes
space,
I can't believe this guy's still in the Marvel universe at all, but I love that he is. David Harbour as Red Guardian. The Red Guardian. I love that guy.
and he's so in shape now too that I'm just like, bro, you can't even play the funny Red Guardian anymore because now you're just ripped.
This was a minor role that I didn't expect necessarily, but Winston Duke, M'Baku, gorilla tribe or whatever from the Panthers. There's also
Rilla.
No, but he's a great actor, and I did love him in both
he's
Panther movies, the Infinity War, Endgame.
I hope we see actually like just more of his fighting, and stuff. Like
One that I don't really care if anyone disagrees with me, but I don't really want or care to have in the movies is Hannah John Kamen as Ghost. It's because she's gonna be in the Thunderbolts, and like, who the cast?
Yeah, like why?
No one liked the character from Ant-Man. Maybe they did, fine, but it was one of those forgettable characters that you're just like, oh,
I could have gone without you being.
You're back.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Oh, our boy Tom Hiddleston is making a return, which
I'm so glad they didn't scrap Loki, dude.
Same,
I'm so
dude.
like, I just want to know which Loki it's gonna be.
There's no way.
Can
it's
it
a
please
different
be
one.
main timeline?
It's gotta be.
And please,
God of Stories.
Please don't have his only scene be them going to the TVA and seeing him holding the tree.
No, dog. I think
Like,
this
that
is
would-
finally going to be a payoff to.
He's finally gonna come
the
back
sun
and
will shine on us once again, brother. One
Oh.
day, I think it's finally going to be paid off, and I think Thor's finally going to reunite with them. I think that's why.
it's gonna. Oh, bro.
All right, we got to rush through a
man,
bit, but
dude.
we got another X-Men. We got Patrick Stewart, the old ass, come back.
I can't believe bro's
Professor X.
bro's still shaving his head
Not
for these
his
movies.
first time in the MCU though. He was in
No.
Multiverse of Madness.
He was.
So he's already.
See, I'm interested now because how does that work? If he got murked
Maybe it's not the same universe. I don't think necessarily that
So
universe.
we're just gonna kill the same people playing the same people, and we're gonna bring back the same person playing the same person.
I think that. Listen, man. Listen, man. You know how many Doctor Stranges died? In that
And they're not
Doctor
bringing up the same ones.
But it's all Benedict Cumberbatch. I think this is going to be Patrick Stewart from
With hair?
the original X-Men movies. I don't think the one we saw in Multiverse of Madness was that one. I think this is going to be there, because another thing I've heard from a lot of theorists are saying that the movie's basically going to be Doctor Doom setting up X-Men versus Avengers.
Oh, that'll be
From
wild.
both universes.
Yeah.
Universes collide, almost die, starting an incursion. Secret Wars begins the next movie.
Damn.
So
Okay.
another one where I'm like, oh damn, he's still breathing. Sir Ian McKellen.
Oh man, dude.
He's coming back as Magneto, and I have to say, great casting. How's he still doing it?
How's he able to walk?
I don't know, dude.
Oh, he won't. He'll just float.
He'll just
He doesn't need to do much acting in this one.
Oh, we
It's fine,
also
give him a
got
break.
we also got a very special comeback. Alan Cumming as Nightcrawler,
My
dude.
favorite X-Men, known to man.
I
Please
can't
make his
believe-
skin look a little
'cause he
bit
wasn't
better.
even in the third X-Men movie.
No.
He was just in the second one.
Yeah.
And he
They
was great.
scrapped a phenomenal character in the comics. Like,
we're gonna get another poof.
I'm so ready, bro.
I can't wait.
I'm ready for him and Benedict Cumberbatch to just keep going through portals the whole
Yes,
movie, dude.
We got Rebecca Romaine, Rebecca playing Mystique once again, which is crazy because Jennifer Lawrence has played the character for so long now.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird
It's
not
gonna
having her.
be- But I'm happy they're bringing her back. I hope that they make her look more comic
Good.
accurate.
Yeah,
You know?
same.
I don't mind the whole like naked blue lady look, I guess, but I think that she had a lot of cool looks in the comics that they
Yeah.
could pull from.
Yeah. Well, and they changed her so much throughout the X-Men movies, like as far as what she looked like, where I'm like,
Yeah.
just pick one and roll with it, bro. Like, why?
Exactly, yeah.
Why are we redoing her entire body makeup
Yeah,
every single
every
movie
time.
different? Like, I don't understand.
Oh, James Marsden coming back, dude, as Cyclops.
Dude, let's go.
I'm so happy. That
Oh.
dude deserved more screen time.
Facts.
Channing
Tatum.
Tatum.
Yes, sir.
He's coming back, bro.
He better be talking the same way, bro. You better have that thick Cajun accent.
What was the thing he said? Ooh. I've been looking forward to this or something like that. Wish I could remember. I'm letting everyone down.
Oh man, we just haven't watched the movie enough times, Joey. You talk to your dialect, coach.
Yeah. Oh, Pedro Pascal, of course,
Course.
Mr. Fantastic. And
We're not getting Ryan Reynolds though.
not confirmed yet, but
Yeah.
and finally Robert Downey Jr.
Well, yeah.
Which is fine. I'm growing on it. I'm not
I'm not.
mad.
I am.
I don't really care anymore. I
I
just
care.
hope they make a good movie. Listen, we said it a lot on this podcast already. You give me a good story, you give me good writing, and
All
you
right,
give
that's
me
fair.
things that
That's fair.
truly care about what's being shown on screen, not just fan hype, not just bullshit like
Yeah.
like trying to send a message. I want a good
Yeah.
story that's real to the we're about we read in the comics. If you really give me a good movie that can pull that off with Downey coming back, then fine. But do that. you
Remember
know?
those rumors where they were gonna bring back Iron Man, but it's gonna be a different variant. People were saying Tom Cruise.
Yeah,
do you
yeah.
remember that? Do you remember how
Yeah.
fast that rumor died? Like
Mhm.
like people said it and it just went nowhere. Like no one said anything
Yeah.
else about it.
I've been seeing stuff like I saw a couple things saying that same exact character
I'm
is
just-
supposedly gonna come back again
I'm just
now-
glad that
as Downey. Like what?
what? I'm just glad Ironheart isn't in it.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
I don't know. Honestly,
Did her
that's-
movie get canceled? I remember
Yeah.
it did. Okay, I was gonna say because I know there was like a movie, and I haven't heard anything about that.
A lot got canceled though. I mean,
Yeah.
that one, Ironheart got canceled. I think Armor Wars is still up in the air. What's that one? Not Ghost Rider. I can't remember. But
Oh,
there's a
man.
bunch. Oh, Blade. Blade
Oh,
is
yeah.
currently like pretty much canceled for now, which is a bummer because I wanted
So
a Blade
sad.
movie. I wanted a newer age
It sucks
Blade movie.
because they could do so much. They like Sony just needs
Yeah.
to sell the rights besides the Spider-Man games. Keep the games, sell the rights to all the movies, because then we could remake Morbius. It's Morbin time.
It's more.
But then that would introduce all the pretty much Dracula. It could introduce all of the, vampire stuff, which means then you could bring back Blade. And if you bring back Blade, then you have a perfect excuse to put in Moon Knight and then Werewolf by Night. And then you could have
Yeah.
the monster era, like the horror
A monster
era.
era would be good.
Like, oh, it would
Would be
be
good.
so sick, dude. It like you could do so much with it. I don't even care that we're not gonna get Tom Hardy Venom anymore. Even though he's like perfect Eddie Brock casting, but like
He's
No,
getting a little
Venom's
older,
not-
you know. He
that's
doesn't-
what I.
he
But
doesn't
we're not gonna
look
get him again. We're
quite
not like
he
it's
did in
over.
Venom 1.
He just
I was
stopped
looking at
caring,
a
bro. He just looks
side-by-side
tired,
picture
bro.
of him in Venom 1.
He just
and
looks
Venom
so
3.
tired, bro.
Dog is older, tired.
He's,
a
he looks
little-
like
he's
he's
not
giving
like-
up a little bit, bro.
Yeah. No, I mean, he's a great actor, though.
I
I'd
love
to see
Tom
him
Hardy.
in more movies.
Did you? I mean, I guess to finish this off, not on a comic book note. Did you see that they're making a Peaky Blinders movie?
No, really?
Killian Murphy's coming back.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah,
Killian Murphy
Yeah.
was my
Tom
original
Hardy
pick
was
for
in.
Doctor Doom, by the way.
Yeah, same.
I wish-
Yeah.
I wish Killian Murphy could have been Doom, but whatever. I'd be down.
Wow.
I still got to finish that show. I wish I had more time to watch TV shows because I want to do
The problem
Peaky Blinders.
with Peaky
Game
Blinders
of
is it's
Thrones.
one of those you have to like watch.
Yeah.
You cannot put it in the background,
Yeah.
mainly because their accents are so thick
Mm-hmm.
that it's like, yeah, I have to watch it with subtitles. I can't not watch it without subtitles because it's just they have the old school Birmingham accents,
Yeah.
and it's just like, what? Like, what did you just say? Like it just, yeah.
Yeah.
But
no,
and Peaky Blinders, like I think every episode's almost
I
over
would
an
love
hour.
to
So
get around to it.
yeah.
I barely have time to do this show that you're watching now.
Let alone working on another podcast,
Yeah.
which we haven't talked about a lot. Well, know why? Because I'm behind. So yeah.
Well, take a shot.
Yeah.
That counts. Thank you guys for joining us. I hope you enjoyed just listening to us rant for almost 2 hours about.
We hope you guys wanted a long
Movies.
episode because
I knew it was going to happen.
we're gonna have a longer one this week. We're at an hour and 50 for the main show, which my God, that's crazy.
It's fine. Taking into account 2 mains and a discussion.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
It's
That's fair.
fine.
Well,
So
we hope you guys liked it. We hope you guys like movies just as much as we do. And if you don't, go out and watch some more movies. Think you guys will like it. We do we have a question for chat? I mean, I guess you could say what's
honestly,
your guys'
yeah,
favorite
what's
movie?
your favorite
you know?
movie and what's your favorite genre of movie?
Yeah.
Because like I said, I really like the mind and
I like horror.
we'd love to hear your guys' opinions and what gets you
I also
excited.
I'm a rom-com guy too.
I like a good
I like it,
rom-com.
but it's
Again,
gotta be a good one.
This
gotta be a
is
good
all
one.
dependent on good writing. If
Yeah.
it's a dumb rom-com where I'm just like it's cringy the whole time, then I'm like, nah.
Like the
But
no, we can't go into
we
anymore.
can't do this.
Anyways,
Part two.
Part two.
Probably coming out in like 8 months.
Well, we've been your hosts, Brent Murphy.
And Joey Rucker.
You were supposed to say Gorilla Boy.
And Rilla Boy. The Woodsmen podcast is actively reading and responding to anything and everything on Instagram and our email.
If you have any questions, comments, or concerns about the show, or would like to possibly be on the show, you can email us at thewoodsmanpod@gmail.com.
Make sure to keep up with all things Woodsman related on Instagram and X at WoodsmanPod.
Don't forget to rate, like, and subscribe to the Woodsman Podcast wherever you get your podcasts, with video exclusively on YouTube and Patreon.
Make sure to follow our personal accounts at Strange Kids and PieMasterJ on all platforms. The Woodsman Podcast is co-produced by Brent Murphy and Joey Rucker.
Recorded at Elite Sound Studios, located in the Inland Empire.
Written by Brent Murphy.
Technical support by Eric Bessero.
Video editing by Joey Rucker. And blood, sweat, and tears by all of us.
Any additional content by the Woodsman Podcast may not be used without our permission. Copyright Cabin 13 Productions. And remember, The Last Airbender movie sucked ass.